Do not use your phone when you're inebriated, kiddos.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma Brands radio station.
Here we go, Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr.
The far side. You ready for the far side?
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Go.
Welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. So let's get to the fun, shall we? The Travis and DeMarco Show right now.
Yeah. What's up, brother?
We're alive.
We're live.
We're live. Alive.
You mean, what do you have, PTSD from yesterday?
No.
Oh, yes, we're live. What do you mean?
Well,
what am I missing here?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
But that's another topic for another day.
Okay.
The Lakers are alive, DeMarco.
Oh, yes. Survive in advance in the tournament.
Survive and get a heartbeat and move on to Minnesota and see what happens next. It was ugly. It was weird. It was profanity.
It was a damn win.
It was a win.
It was a win. It was a win. It was a win. That's all that matters. Now it's all knotted up, and now this is where it gets interesting for me. Can they travel with this sort of intensity?
Yeah.
Can they keep it up again?
Yeah, I think that's exactly the right word, intensity, because they certainly had it last night. They had a great deal of fight. They had a great deal of physicality. They had a great deal of competitive spirit. All of those things. They just didn't play all that great. But like to your point, who cares? They
get the win.
The idea of, and you've heard me say this a million times. I'm always, okay, what does it look like? Where are we trending? What does it look like? The result matters for sure, but it's also like, okay, how did you play? Not so much anymore. It's now just almost entirely result driven. And last night was kind of ugly, but big fat who cares, 1-1, 1-1, and you're right back into the series.
I feel sorry for Rudy Gobert.
Dude.
I mean, not too much.
Dude.
I can't stand him, but I feel bad for him.
When Austin Reeves cooked him on that one, where Reeves had the left-handed lay-in, and Gobert looked like, guys, will you please take me out of this game because I can't hang
They're
out
picking
here.
on me, Coach. Yeah, they're
like
picking on you, Coach. But, yeah, I mean, finally nice to see the King show up and be that guy and be nasty. Sometimes it's not all about skill. It's about being physical.
Yep.
And he should be your most physical weapon on the team. Who else would be more physical than LeBron?
Nobody.
And that's sad because he's old.
Yeah, but he's still that guy.
Yeah, he's old man strength.
He is.
He's
You're
that
right.
guy at the IMA that throws elbows.
Okay, I got a question for you. Can you be the old man strength and also just be the most supreme physical specimen on the team at the same time?
That
because
too,
he's both.
yes. Yeah, you're going to have to be. Everything, all the gifts, everything that you talk about LeBron as being LeBron and the best ever, if that's what you think. You're going to need all that to get by Minnesota. So the other part is the one thing you can't control is his energy and his expenditure. That was a lot. It took a lot for him to get over the hump just for one game. So now you move on to the next.
It was, and thankfully they got a little bit of time. They got a little bit of time between games 2 and 3, so he can refresh, he can rejuvenate, he can revitalize, he can all of the re's that he wants to do, because I think it was pretty clear. Look, Luka's terrific, and Luka is the future and the present.
Yeah.
But it was pretty clear last night, DeMarco, when something had to get done,
Yeah.
LeBron James was the guy who was going to do it.
Something needs to get done, you call dad, and he's the dad of the team. But I'll tell you this, like Minnesota, they're very prideful. They take pride in their defense. They don't double a ton. You're going to have to. You're going to have to change what you do because you're not stopping Luka. That's going to have to change some. Really, because, I mean, would you rather go down with your plan or would you swallow your pride and tweak it some?
The second thing.
Me too. I would swallow my pride and try to.
By the way, can we put a pin in that for a second? Because I'm so glad you said that.
Why?
This has always driven me crazy where, well, our plan was X. Yeah, but your plan doesn't work.
It's not working.
It's not working. And it's clearly not working.
Last night. Yeah.
And so let's go off of plan X and go to plan Y. Let's adjust. Let's use our eyes. Let's use our brains.
Pride comes in. I'm not going to let them dictate what we do. That's a problem. Or it could be I don't have a plan B.
Well,
this is all I got.
By the way, I think it's the first quarter.
But I think it's almost always the second thing where, no, this is what it is. Because what good is pride if you lose?
And pride might be what got you there.
Yeah, but we're gonna
to stay with
lose.
it. I know, we're going to stay with it.
I'm not going down with the ship. I'm going to try to fix the ship on the way down.
True.
The stoicism as the thing is racing to the bottom of the ocean doesn't impress me.
Or maybe they think that was just one game and we can kind of control him and do what the Lakers should do against the T-Wolves, which is let Ant eat and lock everybody else up. It worked once. It didn't work the second time. Let's see what they do for Game 3.
Yeah, it was.
I'm assuming you're going to have to come off and start doubling him at some point.
And look, every game is different, and I think that's what was so refreshing about last night. I think that's why you felt the way you did, why I felt the way I did. That just because they got killed in Game 1 didn't mean they were going to get killed in Game 2. Everything is different, And Game 3 could be. We saw Minnesota shoot the lights out in Game 1. We saw the Lakers kind of physically match them in Game 2 and just kind of survive the game.
Right.
Who knows what Game 3 is going to look like?
You hit 21 3-pointers in the first game, and then you're 5 for 25 on Tuesday. So somewhere in the middle is them. And I assume you're going to see the real them when they get back home.
Yeah.
So I agree. The pre-show, it wasn't more of what the Lakers were doing. It's the Wolves just weren't as good as they were in Game 1.
Both.
Yeah.
I think it was both, because I thought that the Lakers were a lot better in something. They not maybe better offensively as far as aesthetics and flow, but as far as competitive spirit, physicality, the things that J.J. Redick was talking about, I think kind of you could tell from the jump, and especially once you got into that fourth quarter. Lakers scored 13 points in the fourth quarter.
Putrid.
I mean, just to win a playoff game where you score 13 points in the fourth. Sometimes you can survive a bad first or second quarter, but 13 points in the fourth quarter is usually a death sentence, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I've been messing with Photoshop on J.J. Redick. He's going to be bald before the season is over. He's going to lose
such
his
great
stuff.
hair. That would be a tragedy.
Bro, I bet he thought it was going to be much easier than this. Nope, you got to motivate pros just like you do high school players.
Yeah.
Welcome to coaching. This is what it is. You were here for Julius Randle as a Laker, right? Mm-hmm. Beloved guy?
No.
I didn't think so. Not a fan?
Look, here's the problem with every Laker that gets drafted in the first round ever.
He kicked butt last night, but I can't stand him.
He had a good night, and I will happily let Julius Randle determine my opponent's fate every time. If you're saying, hey, do you want to live or die with Anthony Edwards getting a bunch of shots?
Hell no.
No, thank you.
You're going to die.
No, thank you. You want Julius Randle to take a bunch of shots? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
If he's the beneficiary,
let's see what happens.
If he's the second scorer for Minnesota, you're the second biggest scorer or the second leading scorer, you're doing something right.
Julius Randle had a good night, and they lost, which I feel like is the Julius Randle biography.
Pretty much.
Good night, but we lost.
Pretty much.
There's a reason Julius Randle's been on a new team every couple of years.
Yeah.
It's because it's like, but.
I just remember the Cam brothers talking about him, and it was one show we did together. They talked to him for like an hour. I'm like, did you just interview him yesterday or something? Did he give you a Christmas present?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they were trying to figure out where they're going to place his statue.
Could have been.
That's how they do it. The Cams want a statue, which is my favorite gag ever, that they want a statue for every player, varying size and location.
You need a center. I know you can't.
Well, they're not getting one between now and whenever they get knocked out or win a title.
You can't make Jackson Hayes a center overnight. I wish you could. I wish some guys would just accept the role and grow into it, but this is basketball. They need a true center. That'd be nice. A good big man. That would help. This year it'd be everything.
Yeah. Look, there is a path to where they can survive without one, but it's going to be complicated. They're going to have to get a draw. Like, because for instance, the other team that doesn't play with a center is Golden State. They could get Golden State at some point.
But they got Steph, bro.
I get
makes
it.
up for it. Yeah.
Well, no, hold on. You just said they need a center. Golden State doesn't play with one. The Lakers really don't play with one. That's a good matchup.
If the Lakers had Steph, I wouldn't be talking about center. Just rain from beyond the arc until you win. Yeah.
I think your point though is the right one. That they need. They have a hole there. Minnesota has a big advantage there. Oklahoma City will have a big advantage there. They got some big bodies along the way. If they run into Houston at some point instead of Golden State, they've got big bodies that they can throw at the Lakers too. And Jackson Hayes really kind of did not do himself any favors last night, and we're getting to that point where you almost can't even use him because he's such a liability.
Foul prone. It's frustrating. I bet that would be that's maddening for him, but it is what it is. And I knew their bench couldn't do that again twice.
No,
you had to know.
Reed was not was a non-factor.
Yeah.
Look,
I knew they couldn't do it twice.
This is what the great unknown in NBA basketball is. You mentioned a second ago. Steph is always kind of going to be Steph. LeBron's always going to kind of be LeBron. Luka's going to be Luka. Ant's going to be the stars are going to give you kind of starry stuff pretty much every time.
Mm-hmm.
Role players, God only knows.
Yeah.
One night it could be what you got from Naz Reid, where it's like, well, we have no answer for that guy. And then last night it's like, dude, keep shooting. Go ahead.
Go
Like
ahead.
you just
Keep
have
missing.
You have no idea what those guys are going to bring you night to night. You hope that you get the best version of Naz Reid. You hope that you get the best version of Rui Hachimura or Gabe Vincent, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, one night could be great, and one night Gabe Vincent had a moment last night where he was terrific. And then it's just, they're role players for a reason. And star players are star players for a reason.
I would have lost my house. I never thought you'd hold them to 95 points.
No.
Tremendous.
That would have been an upset.
And you were great early, and they weren't great early. They just, it's 1-1. So you're moving on. Try not to get too up or too happy, but it is nice to be talking about a Laker victory in the playoffs.
I agree with you. You can't get too high, but
I almost forgot how arrogant we were going into the playoffs.
They saved their season. They lose last night, and we're in here doing a funeral procession where this is all but officially over, and now it is a best of 5.
It's a game,
and I've heard this said a lot of places, and I keep telling myself this: you don't have to win every game to win a title. You got to go 4-3 in every series.
Yeah,
you got to be 12-9 at the end of this thing. And the Lakers, it might not be pretty at times. It certainly wasn't last night. They're going to be really hard to beat 4 times in 7 games.
Yes, I hope so.
They're going to be very hard to beat 4 times in 7 games. And when you got Luka, when you got LeBron, that's a great starting point. And then you need just enough from some of the other guys, and they got just enough from some of the other guys last night.
I just love watching Gobert get tortured.
It's something else, man.
I don't even know why. Maybe it's when he touched the mics during the pandemic, or maybe it's just the way he looks. I don't know.
Of course, he was the guy that did that.
Of course,
right?
he was that guy.
Like kind of the face of the league. And I know it wasn't his fault, but it certainly was a perfect visual for
right.
And then by the way, league's canceled.
Oh my God!
Everybody go home for 3 months, and we'll figure it out from there.
You got to know they're about to switch on you again.
Crazy.
Here comes Luka.
Lots
here
more
comes
Laker
LeBron.
basketball to get to. Let's talk about one of the things that maybe not for Game 3 will be a factor, but beyond Game 3 of the first round could become a huge factor. That's coming up. But let me remind you as well that you can kick off draft day at Legends Attic in Claremont. Myself and Kirk Morrison will be there tomorrow, April 24th, of course, 9 to noon for our show as we broadcast live with Rams legend, the Hall of Famer, DeMarco's teammate, Isaac Bruce. You'll have a chance to win signed memorabilia, cards, Legends Attic gear, and baseball tickets. We all know what that means. For more information, visit legendsattic.com. Minutes. Where are they going to find
Enough
them?
with the poetry,
What do you
by
mean?
the way.
Which poetry?
Lucas step back. Boy, that's nice. Blocked by James. Cold as ice. Austin Reeves. White as rice. Lakers in 5. Enough. That's it.
Kind of
that. We just jumped the shark.
That's so bad that I like that. I'm
shark,
there for that.
Jump.
Yeah,
Done.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Give me the Fonzie jacket, and I'll jump over it myself. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
Pizza City Fest returns to Los Angeles at LA Live on Saturday, April 26th and Sunday, April 27th. The festival offers a stellar lineup of Southern California's best pizza makers in one location, giving fans the unique opportunity to taste, see live demos, and attend panel discussions with culinary experts over 2 days at LA Live. Get more info and buy tickets now at LALive.com/Pizza City Fest LA. Once again, that's LALive.com/Pizza City Fest LA.
Big on protein, rich on flavor. The new $10 Islands Restaurant's protein bowls are here for a limited time. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients for the flavors you love. Just in a bowl. Find your protein paradise at islandsrestaurants.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, skip agents, commissions, and costly repairs. Get a fair, competitive cash offer without worrying about the details falling through. Chris Chavez, a real customer, says, quote, Seller's Advantage offered me more than I expected. The process was fast, easy, and much better than using a realtor. End quote. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-452-6262. That's 800-452-6262. Again, that's 800-452-6262.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Fired up to get into the Lakers right out of the gate. I forgot to say roars to you, Em.
Roars.
Buenos dias to you, Jorge.
Hey, buenos dias.
I just don't get excited like that very often. I was feeling it.
It's all right.
I wanted to get into it right
Lakers
away.
dub does it to you.
Lakers at 5. I'm not going to do the
stop.
poem,
Don't do the
DeMarco,
rhyme. We're done.
But,
I'm really done with all that stuff.
See,
thank you.
I go the opposite way that you guys go. Like when it first starts to kind of get legs, I'm like, eh. And then the second everyone else gets over it, I'm like, now's when I'm kind of in.
Now you jump in.
It's like you watching White Lotus now.
Finished season 2 2 nights ago.
Everyone finished season 3 like 2 weeks ago.
I liked season 1 better. I didn't like how season 2 ended, but I liked it.
Yeah, they're both good. You can have a favorite of the two.
Yep, gonna watch season 3 before too long. Can I bring something up that is not Laker related? Just very quickly, it's a Dodger. It is a Dodger related note, but it has nothing to do with what happened last night. In the packet that M sent us this morning of just kind of the things that happened on this day, that I want to spend just slightly more time on this than we might give it in the dump. It was today in 1999 that Fernando Tatis Sr., Fernando Tatis's father, played for the Cardinals, was a very, very good Major League player.
I remember him.
He did something that has happened one time in Major League history, and he did it here in Los Angeles. He hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
How does that happen?
Okay, great question. That's not the weirdest part about it. The weirdest part is not that a team had such a huge inning that a guy got the opportunity to hit 2 grand slams.
That's not the big deal?
No. No. That's how weird this other part is. He hit both grand slams off the same pitcher. So think of
they let him wear that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, think about what has to happen to give up a grand slam, which he did. And the pitcher was Chan-Ho Park.
What year was that?
99.
99. Okay.
So Chan-Ho Park gives up a grand slam, which means not a very good inning, right? You got the bases loaded, you gave up a grand slam. And yet, they left you in there long enough to reload the bases.
And face him again.
Like, that's the part. Like, look, guys hit 2 home runs in an inning occasionally. Brutal. 2 grand slams is only had. That it came off the same pitcher is bananas to me.
What were the Dodgers doing?
I don't know.
No, the year, 99. Like, what was happening that they would let him wear that?
I guess,
was that a Frank McCourt year?
I'm terrible at years, so I have a hard time placing where things are. Channel, and by the way,
good pitcher.
A very good pitcher.
Yeah.
Channel Park was a very good pitcher, and yet he gave up two grand slams in a game is a terrible season.
They finished 77 and 85.
That's not very good.
That's finished third in the West.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so that
middle
was,
of the pack.
There was some mess going on, and you're going to have to wear that.
2 grand slams in a game would be a really bad night. 2 grand slams in an inning.
How would you process that if you were Chan-Ho Park? Just kind of, hey, it is what it is. It happened. I mean, if you're Tatis, what do you say to him next time you see him? Sorry, not my fault.
I didn't leave you out there.
Is it almost too silly to process? Be like, this might as well happen if he's coming up again and his base is loaded?
What can you do? Yeah.
I walk the guy.
Did he throw him a cookie, honestly? Because he wants it to happen?
No, hell no.
No.
So Channel Park has been accused of throwing a cookie before. Oddly enough, Channel Park gave up a home run to Cal Ripken Jr. in the All-Star game in Cal Ripken Jr.'s final.
Yeah,
and there was always dude, you just gave him one, right? And he insisted he didn't.
He grooved it.
If he didn't, that was a pretty lousy pitch. I'm just saying that thing split the plate in half. Anyway, I've always gotten a kick out of that both of those grand slams came off the same guy.
I'm looking at his 99 stats, and that just jumps out. Yeah,
and
he
same
didn't
guy,
pitch
same
that
inning.
bad. Yeah, he didn't pitch that bad that year.
He was a good player.
Good pitcher.
It would be the equivalent of Dustin May giving up 2 grand slams in 1 inning. Like, he's a good pitcher.
And Dave left him out there to do it.
And leaving him out. Now, again, it's a different time where maybe early in the game, you got to get some depth out of your blah, blah, blah.
There we are.
But every once in a while, it's just not your night, and we got to go get you.
Dang.
Didn't happen like
ERA of 7.
That night?
Yeah.
By the way, that it wasn't 17 is a miracle.
8 hits, 11 runs, 6 earned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Walked 3, struck out. He struck out 2. It's not bad.
The same amount of grand slams that he gave up in a single inning. So not very good. Not very good. All right, back to the Lakers. They get a great win. Not a pretty win, but a great win. The series is back to, relatively equal footing. Obviously, they've kind of sacrificed home field advantage, or home court advantage, I should say. But I think the thing to keep your eye on moving forward, and again, game 3 is Friday,
one more thing
right?
about that was in 2 innings?
No, it was in the same inning.
I mean, he only went 2 innings in that game. Oh, my God.
Is that what it was?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a bad day. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
That you took this long to get to, that's a bad 2 grand slams in 1 inning is a bad day.
Horrible.
2 grand slams in a week is a bad week.
I thought that might have been into the 5th. I don't know. Wow, that's bad. That's bad quick, and it kept getting worse. Okay.
So you're the manager at that point. Grand slam, you're like, oh boy. All right, let's just see if we can get out of this without any further damage. All right, got another runner on. Hey, we got 2 guys on. We should probably do something here. Hey, the bases are loaded again, and here comes Tatis. We're not going to let him face him again. Oh, there it goes. That's 2.
That'll teach you to park in my spot. There you go. See, I told you. Put the toilet seat down. Something.
Crazy.
You're paying for something out there, but go ahead.
So game.
Yeah. I had to do it. Yeah.
I just let him do it. I can't have you doing it, please.
It was just so funny.
Look at my face.
I got you.
I'm asking you.
You got it.
I'm asking you. Like, for real.
Sorry.
I can't do it 2 days a week.
It was in the
1 day a
quiver.
week.
It's gone. It's gone. Okay.
I want to read some numbers to you. 40, 42, 43, 39, 34. Those are the minutes that the Laker main players played last night. LeBron James played 40 minutes. Luka played 42 minutes. Austin Reeves played 43 minutes. DFS played 39 minutes. Rui Hachimura played 34 minutes. The only other guy that played meaningful minutes was Gabe Vincent, and he played 19. Okay? They won the game. They had to win the game. You had to do whatever it took to win the game last night.
Right.
But if you're playing your guys, and basically they played 6 guys last night, heavy minutes like that, maybe you can make it work for the first round where there's a little bit more time off between games, but that is asking a lot from a very small group of people.
I mean, that sounds like you got to make it a short series if you're playing the guys, playing your guys that much.
And it doesn't feel like a short series, does it?
No, I mean, but you may have to overextend to get past Minnesota. That's just the problem of drawing them in the first round. It's not going to be an easy out. So same as in football, we say this when you play Philadelphia, they beat you up for 2 weeks. Same thing with this. If this goes 6-7 games,
it feels like it.
What are you going to have left, depending on what that other team is doing in the second round? Are they watching you? Are they getting rest? But it is what it is, man. I mean, Luka's played 40 minutes back to back or in 2 games, but he's going to have to play a lot. That's just how you're built. And
but
LeBron,
it's maybe an explanation of why their fourth quarter wasn't as good as it was. They're exhausted. You saw, for example, Nikola Jokic was supposed to take that last shot for the Clippers, for Nuggets against the Clippers, and he was gassed. He was tired. He's one of those guys that plays 40-plus minutes every game here. But to have them play this amount of minutes, as well as on the back of having their quote-unquote best practice, maybe hardest practice they've had all year. So this is a game where you can see why they only scored 13 points in the fourth quarter. They were exhausted. They had to hold on.
They did, but they did it with energy. The reason they won the game is because they played those guys, and those guys not only played a ton of minutes, but they played, LeBron played 40 hard minutes. Luka played 42 hard minutes. Austin Reeves played 43 hard minutes. It wasn't easy. So there are minutes that are harder than others, and these were really hard. And I think that your point, Em, is a good one, that maybe they were just gassed, but they were able to kind of rock fight their way to a win through the end of it. They do that 3 more times? We're going to find out, because the rest of the guys on that team really aren't being asked to do very much.
You know what Luka averaged in the playoffs in Minnesota? Minutes? 40 minutes. This is what he does. And this is part of why you got Luka, is to play him 40 minutes in a game like this.
Okay.
I do worry about LeBron and his energy level and keeping up with that. But it is what it is, man. I mean, you can't get any younger, and you have to play a little bit better and shorten the series some. But the problem is Minnesota's going to have a lot to say about that. They're going to try to overextend you and wear you out. That might have been their game plan. Let's mess around and take this thing back to Minnesota and wear them the hell out. We'll beat them there. That could have been part of their game plan. Who knows? I mean, eventually, like you said, when you're depending on a guy that's in year 22, fatigue is going to be a factor.
Luka playing 40 minutes doesn't bother me. Austin Reeves playing 40 minutes doesn't really bother me. They're going to have to. LeBron, it's such a weird deal, because he still is the thing, the guy, the player, the entity, quite frankly. Hey, stuff is getting a little. Where is he? Fix this, make this right, and he did. That steal he had from Ant and the lay-in kind of let everybody go. Whew. And it was just an incredible play of athleticism, of speed, and then going to the rim with power and touch. Like, he's just this force of nature, even in his 40th year, even in his 22nd season.
Not 40th year.
40th year on the planet.
It feels like it, right?
Yeah. 40th year on the planet. It is his 40th year.
He might play until 40,
right?
up to his 40th year.
And this is a guy that, look, he did it last night. I'm not saying he can't do it moving forward, but every time I see it, it just is, boy, you're asking a lot out of him. Boy, you're asking a lot out of him. And if he didn't do that last night, they lose.
I said this yesterday. Like, in game 1, he was the only thing that was working besides Luka, and he was just scoring. He wasn't assisting. But LeBron taking it upon himself to do things that go beyond X's and O's. I'm just bigger, I'm stronger, I'm more powerful than you, and I'm taking you to the basket. That's the stuff you can't teach. So you're going to need more of that, plus better basketball and lock down defensively. Is it sustainable? Don't know. We're going to find out, but at least it got you 1 win.
And they get 2 full days off. They don't play again until Friday night. So you get 2 days of rest, then you get another off day in between. You play again on Sunday. The first round may be survivable. But beyond that, after putting these miles on, it'll, if they can even get out of it. And I think you keep saying this, and I think you're right. Minnesota's going to have something to say about this, too.
Of course they are. They're good.
They're very
good. He's good. He's young. He's talented. Did you see him get up and just... He's unreal.
That dunk you talking about?
Yes, you haven't seen that since Jordan.
You know what where it felt like he was going to go just straight in and bang it, right?
Like he's going to duck his head into the
But he kind of at the last minute went to the left and kind of came around on it, like that hang time that he
while
has.
6 feet in the air.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a special talent, and he's a hothead, and he's He's in his prime right now. He's not going to go away easy. Could be the worst possible matchup outside of the Thunder because of how young they are, but this is an older, lumbering team that would rather play in half court. Is Minnesota going to be willing to acquiesce to that? Doubtful. So they're going to have to go the hard road to win this series.
But you got Randle will bang.
Will
bang. Like Gobert, even not a banger necessarily, but he's just so big that he's going to cause problems along the way.
Have a croissant.
Let's try a phone call here. Let's go to Manhattan Beach and Mark. Mark, you're on with Travis and DeMarco. What's up, Mark?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Being at the game last night, that's what I love to see because we know that Ant-Man likes to play that up-tempo style ball, and I think they weren't ready for a slugfest like they were last night. So if you're the Lakers, I think that's the type of formula you're going to win. Plus, you want to get that one-on-one matchup where Luka just continually cooks Gobert. We know how much he despises that.
It wasn't just Luka.
So that's the matchup they can exploit time in and time out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're the Lakers now, you want to go ahead and just play that grind-out type of style because the T-Wolves don't like to play that. They like to play that up-tempo style where Ant-Man has the ball, they're shooting threes, he's getting guys to McDaniels and Naz Reid and such. So I think JJ now, with a couple days off in between the game, that you want to go to Minnesota, obviously you get one, ideally get both, but they just get the split. And I think that's the way you're going to beat the Wolves because if you get into that up-tempo shootout, I think the Wolves are going to win the series.
Great call, yeah.
Even though it's an ugly style of ball, that's what I prefer, that 90s throwback type of ball, and I expect that going forward. So
ugly.
That was beautiful to me being at that game last night. Even though it was ugly offense, I loved it. Put that gritty style basketball and defenses. So that's what I want to see the rest of the series, and I think they win it in 6. I'll get your thoughts on that. Thanks for your time.
Need a little blood, man. I liked everything about the game except for the foot sweep. That was dirty. When you knock Luka down, that's crud.
Win pretty, win ugly in the play. It doesn't really matter. Just win. And last night they did it, but the question is, can they do it 3 more times with the minutes they're on it? And JJ finding a way to light that fire underneath them. We'll get into it moving forward. It's Travis DeMarco at 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes.
LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Have you heard me talk about my friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone? Well, what are you waiting for? You're going to take your kids there and they're going to go, Mom, Dad, when are we going back to the dentist? Words you never thought you'd hear. From preventative and routine care, orthodontic planning, and braces, CDF Zone has it all. Open 7 days a week with flexible scheduling options. For a free consultation, visit their website, cdfzone.com. They accept Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans. Visit the website, cdfzone.com, or call them at 833-586-7898. Children's Dental Fun Zone, where we treat your kids as our own.
In the 2025 draft, Legends Attic selects Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce.
Hey, it's Travis. Let's kick off draft day at Legends Attic in Claremont this Thursday, April 24th from 9 a.m. until 12 noon as we broadcast live with Rams legend and Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce. You'll have the opportunity to win signed memorabilia, trading cards, Legends Attic gear, and Angels tickets. For more information and to purchase your tickets to meet Isaac Bruce, visit legendsattic.com. We'll see you on Thursday, April 24th at Legends Attic in Claremont.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-452-6262. That's 800-452-6262. Again, that's 800-452-6262.
It's the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
You want to make friends? You buy around for the bar.
Yeah.
Luka did that with parking. I thought that was fantastic.
Terrific.
Yes.
The Travis and DeMarco Show rolls on
LA's mega sports station, 710 ESPN.
Reminder, you don't want to listen for your cue to call, and you got a chance to win a pair of tickets to redeemed autographed items from Rams legend and Hall of Famer, none other than Isaac Bruce. Caller number 7 can claim up to 2 autographed memorabilia items. Myself and Kirk Morrison will be broadcasting live tomorrow from Legends Attic this Thursday, April 24th. That is tomorrow, where you can redeem your prize. Listen to this show, the Travis and DeMarco Show, for your chance to win only from 710.
We're throwing it to Isaac. We don't have a running game. We're throwing it to 80. It still winds up in the end zone.
It's a good plan.
R.W. McQuarters, that poor guy. First round pick of the Niners at corner. And Isaac he took pleasure in torturing that dude. Just like Rudy Gobert. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yes.
That's got to be a really helpless feeling to know that, look, man, I'm doing everything I can and I got no shot.
That's when you just start breaking rules.
I got no shot. I'm not as good as this guy across from me.
But isn't he like the defensive player of the year like every year?
But they're putting it's a great point.
He blocks a lot of shots.
Whether it's R.W. McQuarters.
R.W. McQuarters.
R.W. McQuarters.
Worst initials ever.
It's like, you need to be an R.J.
Right. R.W. does not roll off the tongue.
Does not come off the
Because W has too many syllables.
It's a triple syllable letter.
R.J., R.K.
R.J., R.C.,
R.W. McQuarters.
Just be, what is that, a Ronald Wayne.
Yeah.
Be Ronald Wayne or whatever his name was. I don't know.
His nickname was Quick
That's a lot of syllables, too.
Yeah, Quick Six. That's what they called him.
That's a
bad name.
Feeling. Anybody that has played athletics, sports at some point has had that moment where you're like, yeah, I don't belong out here.
Yeah.
I can't hang with these guys.
Yes.
Like, this is not for me anymore. It happens to, like, unless you're LeBron James or Michael Jordan, it happens to everybody.
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah.
And, yeah, maybe that was R.W. McQuarters. And Rudy Gobert, to Emily's point, this is like a multiple-time defensive player of the year. And he does block a lot of shots. He does change a lot of shots at the rim. But when they can get him on that switch, and Luka in particular, but Reeves gave him the business a couple of times last night too.
Yeah, it's certain guys like Luka, the special guys, can give him fits when they switch out, and Luka's been doing this to him for years. So this is normal. And I bet if you're Luka's teammate and you watch it on film, you probably have a pretty good idea. But at some point, he's going to be mentally shot and get sick of being picked on. But for the most part, Rudy Gobert he's one of the best defensive centers in the league. Period. Like you said, the guy alters a lot of stuff. He's big and he rebounds. Mm-hmm. He's good. He just has a problem with Luka.
And Reeves.
Right.
Reeves, I'm going to keep...
Yeah.
And they do it the same way. Obviously, Luka's a little bit bigger than Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
He's probably a little bit stronger than Austin Reeves, but it's that same thing. I'm going to drive on you, get you on your heels, then I'm going to pull back and get you coming, then I'm going to go by you again. It's the same move.
Wouldn't
it's
you
that
call for
forward,
help?
back, forward again.
Yeah. If you're Minnesota, if you're Gobert, help me. I cannot keep this guy in front of me. And I bet Luka's waiting for that guy to come off so he can dish off and get the three, but it is what it is. They're going to let him take all that heat.
I'm sure this isn't the first time that this has happened, but it was one of the first times that we've seen it, or more to the point, heard it as crystal clear as we did last night. J.J. Redick frustrated with what his team was doing on the floor, and as they were coming off for a timeout, when a 20-point lead had basically got cut in half, we had this moment. Look, coaches yell. Coaches use the F word.
Yeah, they do.
Coaches will use the F word while yelling. This is what they do. But I thought that was a very good implementation of the I'm going to go to 10 right now. I need you to wake up. And LeBron said it afterwards that, we needed to hear the message. Like, what are you blanking doing? And they responded. It worked.
Yeah. Sometimes this is what coaches get paid for. Sometimes you have to scream at a guy for him to pull his head out of you-know-where. All coaches do this, and all coaches get frustrated. And the point of the matter is, do you respond to it? I mean, really. I mean, if a coach is screaming in your face and you look at him with a blank stare and it just doesn't matter, then he's wasting his breath.
Yep.
Yeah, or we're going to do the opposite of what you just said.
Or if you're constantly screaming and F-bombing, it becomes white noise.
Right.
It's like, here he goes again. It's not a big deal because he's always at a 10.
Or sometimes you need a wake-up call, and it seemed like they responded. So it was a great timeout. We missed that because that's something we were complaining about pre J.J. Redick. It's like this is when you need to take it. That was a perfect time to take that timeout and was the perfect tone.
And it was clear. It was a clear, obvious, public demonstration of his willingness to challenge two of the best players in the world. To not just, hey guys, come on, or hey, we got to rotate. It was a what the blank are you doing? Blanking, blank. What is, and not many people speak to LeBron James like that.
Right.
Not many people say that to Luka because, you got to get along with your stars. And if you challenge them in a way like that where they could at least potentially, and they were not, but at least potentially they could feel embarrassed or feel like they've been put on blast, and it's like, well, hold on, I'm not here to be embarrassed like that publicly. They didn't. They responded exactly the way that you
wrong,
if he's wrong, and he wasn't.
He was dead on.
And I think it was a really good example of why I think the Lakers, through good management, good luck, good fortune, just serendipity, whatever. That this guy's on their bench. This is the right man for the job.
That the other guy said no.
That the other guy said no,
and he said yes. Yeah, I like I said, I would not be shocked if J.J. Redick becomes a championship coach in the NBA.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's a multiple-time championship coach in the NBA because of who he has and how he coaches, and he's unafraid.
And he's prepared.
I don't think he's. This is weird. It's outside of hockey, being a basketball coach has to be strange because if this guy doesn't like me, I could be out the door.
Yep.
Look at what happened in Denver.
Yep.
But he seems like he's unafraid to challenge his players, and he's got the backing of the front office.
It's a fine line to walk.
Yeah.
It's a really fine line to walk to where I have to coach you and I have to challenge you, but I also need to make sure that you're on my side.
And you have to be able to take it. I mean, John Morant shut down until that coach was shown the door. And then all of a sudden, miraculously healed.
You need the right star that's willing to be coached. You needed Tim Duncan liked Greg Popovich crushing him, or at least was willing to tolerate it so everyone else could get crushed.
He was a 4-year college player?
Right.
He's
an adult.
He's used to being coached.
And LeBron James is used to being coached.
Yeah.
And Luka, at least for the time being, is going through this process because if you lose those guys, that's it. The front office may say, oh, no, we got your back. I got bad news for you. If Luka Doncic, whether he's a Laker, a Maverick, or whoever, went in and said, I don't want to play for this guy anymore, that guy's dead. He's dead.
You're out the door.
You're out the door.
Yeah. Oh, you can't trade him again.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could.
Well, no, I'm not even using him.
I'm just saying,
like,
you can't trade him
your
again.
best player.
Yeah.
If Jason Tatum woke up tomorrow morning and said, I can't play for Joe Mazzulla, Joe Mazzulla's gone. It's just that's life in the NBA. That's just the way that it works.
Probably. You asked me, like, have you ever had a coach blow up? Sure.
Yeah.
Is one memorable? Not like this. Usually during timeouts, you're trying to keep a level head.
Is it more during games or practices?
It happens in meeting rooms, more for me in my sport. So coaches will lose it in there when they see some stuff on video. When they're outside, they have to keep it kind of cool because, you don't want mutiny to start or guys to turn the wrong way. But in a room, you can get at guys. So
that's interesting.
Certain guys that weren't used to being coached that way, you would have to tell them, remember, if he's talking to you, no matter how he's talking to you, that's good.
Always.
Always worry when he stops talking to you because that means you're out the door.
Always.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I can relate that to this, JJ's in tune. They took what he had to say and they implemented that. He was right. They responded. They got better.
I hope that everyone that's listening to us heard what you just said. And I've said it to my kids. I've said it. If someone is telling you something, good, bad, or anywhere in between, they care about you. They care about what's happening to you. You're going to be a part of what they're going to do moving forward. The second they're like, no, man, you're fine. And they just disengage, you're dead.
Yeah. Why is he on my ass all the time?
Because he cares. Because he wants you to play better.
Yeah. He has a spot for you on this football team.
I need you to do better because I need your performance to come up to help me. If it's just, man, you're good, man. Don't worry about it. That's it.
He never yells at him. He's about to cut him.
Right.
You're going to be here in September. Relax. It's okay. And grow a pair.
Yes.
You're in the pros now. Yeah.
Even if it's anything. It doesn't even have to be. It could be your high school English teacher. If the guy says this paper sucks,
thank you.
It means he's invested in what you're doing.
Yes.
If you get a D and he doesn't say anything to you, he thinks you're a dummy. He thinks that you're irredeemable.
Right. I will say, I do think one of my professors in college both thought I was a dummy and would give me that bad feedback. So it doesn't always work for everybody.
Yeah, different strokes, different folks. Far Side's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Have you ever had to deal with chafing? Yes, me too. You've seen me. You see how my body is and how I look. Chafing is a big deal. So whether it was back in the playing days or just out for my morning walks or afternoon walks, chafing is no joke. That's why I always keep Highlands Chafing Relief on deck. This stuff has been a game changer. I am so glad I was introduced to this. This has changed my life big time. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, stays put even through sweat and water. And I sweat like a pig when I walk out. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. And look, if you've got some chafing already, you are not alone. Highlands Chafing Relief soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. All good stuff. Lots of there. So whether you're running, riding, hiking, or just dealing with the heat, Highlands Chafing Relief has your back and your thighs and your arms and your upper chest area. You get the idea. You shouldn't have to stop doing what you love because of something stupid like chafing. Trust me, grab Highlands Chafing Relief and feel the difference. Available today at Walmart or Target.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News & World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
You unlock this door with a key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into the land of shadow and substance, of things and ideas you've crossed over into the far side.
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Go.
It is the middle ground between light and shadow.
Do you know what helped?
4 or 5 hour ride.
I jumped in the ocean. It helped.
Between science and superstition.
I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel quick. I gotta feel fast. I want to feel naked out there.
And it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. The far side.
Never thought I would say this. This is the second or third time I've said this in my wrestling watching life. I think I'm getting tired of The Rock.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm getting tired of Dwayne Johnson for a little bit, and I may be joining the chorus of boos when I see him.
You were a big fan?
I still am. I love The Rock. I do. I love Dwayne Johnson. They used to call him Dewey in high school, or in college. That's what Warren Sapp called him. Dwayne Dewey. Yeah. So they only call him Dewey, not The Rock, and it's kind of disrespectful, but he is The Rock. But his explanation on why he wasn't there at WrestleMania, I said that was the biggest thing. That's why it turned me off the most, because he was as big a part of the build as anything with Cody Rhodes, and then he didn't show. And now he's explaining why he didn't show up. He said he didn't want to take the shine off John Cena. That's why he didn't show up.
Okay.
Sounds a lot like smoke. It's starting to drive me nuts. Parker, I didn't know was at WrestleMania. Did you know he went?
I did not.
With his dad. He was there both days. I'm jealous. He had great seats.
Wait, WrestleMania is multiple days?
2 days.
Oh.
It used to be 1 day.
Okay.
That's 2 days.
The same storyline last 2 days? Or is there like two separate lines?
Two separate storylines.
Okay.
They have two separate belts. So there's a headliner here, headliner there. It was fun.
Okay.
It used to be just 1 day.
Okay.
And then it's expanded. WrestleMania 2 was actually in 3 different locations.
Wow.
Right. So that was weird. 3 or 4 different locations. So they've been tweaking this stuff for a while, and it settled on 2 days. And the other thing was they are touting how much money they made.
I saw that. Biggest gross ever.
Biggest gross ever. Triple H out in front. Biggest gross we've ever had. Biggest day in wrestling ever. You know why? Because you price gouged. You're pricing people out. And the UFC is pricing people out. Their average seats right now to a UFC are like $1,000. Yeah, I mean for average fights, for stuff you can see on like Fight Night, it's like $1,000. They're pricing their fans out. The WWE,
the market typically takes care of that,
but it's crazy though, right? Yeah, it's going to start. It cannot stay. It cannot sustain. It's going to collapse. So at some point, and it's so frustrating. And WrestleMania, like I said, wasn't even worth talking about. I just was not entertained.
Why? So The Rock needed to be there because he was part of the plot, and then they just didn't pay it off.
He assumed the final boss character, and he's playing a version of himself as the final boss. So you would expect him to be there, and he wasn't. And now he's doing the media rounds talking about why he wasn't there.
What's the next big event? Is it WrestleMania a year from now?
There's SummerSlam. There's a few. The Elimination Chamber.
Could he make his?
There's a bunch. There's a bunch.
Re-emergence at the next big thing.
That's what he said. I wasn't there because there was nowhere to go with it. It kind of fell flat. But anyway,
I don't know the maneuverings. Like I don't know. Like could his absence be to trigger the emotions that you're feeling right now?
No, it's just a flat out miss.
They just missed it.
It's just a flat out miss.
Hit the jackpot.
On his part, their part, it was just a flat miss. Us as fans were cheated.
Ric Flair was at the Laker game last night.
I saw that. Yeah. How in the hell is he still alive?
I don't know.
That dude parties like a rock star.
He looked like it.
He does.
They showed him before the game. They do the celebrity thing, and they showed. Again, did you watch big local or network?
TNT.
I watched on.
And this may be part of a Factor Cap later.
Yeah. And they showed like Reggie was talking to Alex Rodriguez, and then they showed Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And like.
He still gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still gets it. And being in a bar with Ric Flair is fun. He is.
Have you done that?
He's living. He's not in character. It's him. Like everything you see,
Ric Flair's Ric Flair.
It's really him, the way he rolls and what he does. Like he actually spends all that money. That's why he's broke.
Have you gone out with Ric Flair?
Been in the room. He came through because St. Louis it was a hotbed for wrestling called Wrestling at the Chase. That's where the NWA was that's their hotbed. So he would come through, they would all come through, and he would take over bars. So we'd hang out, and you'd walk in, and I don't recognize you unless you have a drink in your hand. So we just did an hour's worth of interviews.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, good to see you. Who are you? Put a drink in your hand. Oh, I know you. He's that guy. Yeah, he's the party guy. But he's fun. And like I said, how in the hell is he still alive? I don't know.
Well, that's the okay, look. I think, having been here at ESPN 710 for a decade now, that I have solid credentials in I like to have a good time.
Yes.
I like to go out and enjoy myself on occasion. The idea of living like that sounds awful. To where every time, every night, every place is a blowout. I wouldn't make it to the end of the week.
You wouldn't. He does. He makes every single booking, and he goes an hour every match. And he puts his clothes on, heads straight to the bar, and does it again. And does it again. And does it again. He is that guy.
Even in my 20s, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. And if you look, he's on podcasts, he's always talking. He doesn't have very many friends left.
Well, look, I'm not trying to be like wrestlers don't live long lives for the most part.
Except for him.
Yeah, he is the outlier.
I know. Nuts.
To be sure.
Nuts. But I still, like I said, I'm a big wrestling fan. I think I'm moving out of it slightly. And The Rock's new diatribe is pushing me towards this might be stupid.
It's funny.
Yeah.
And wrestling for you,
Yeah.
I'm sure we all have a thing that we love that at times we're like, I don't even know why I'm watching this anymore. Like
I'm reaching that point.
But do you ever really just kind of put it aside? You might pause it, but it feels like you always come back to it.
If there's a hot angle, if they hit it right and they're hitting on all cylinders and the match is actually good and the storyline is great, I'll be back. But right now, it seems like the product might be a little cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it was The Bachelor. For a long time, I was watching The Bachelor. I would make it a point. I would, in college, watch with my friends in person. But after college, it was kind of like a once a week, me and my friend on FaceTime would watch The Bachelor together.
Yeah.
And then we just stopped doing it because the show was really bad.
I wasn't The Bachelor, but same sort. The Simpsons for me, like The Simpsons.
Oh, really?
Loved it. And then it's like, I'm not laughing very often when I watch this show anymore. And then,
did it get bad or did you grow up?
No. I think it dipped.
It dipped.
It dipped, and it look. It's been on the air for 30 years.
Yes.
There's only so many different ways to tell so many different stories.
You're right.
But
you're 100% right.
Now,
yeah,
pretty funny again.
Okay.
It's pretty funny again, and it's like, and I don't. Maybe it's your point. Maybe it's just like I'm ready to listen to it again. But you kind of ebb and flow.
I think it was 1996 or 1997. Wrestling fans will tell me, I'm sure. But that was the worst year, or maybe it was 95. The worst year for WWF or E wrestling ever, and I think this might be close, even though they're making.
Oh, it's that low of an
to
ebb.
me watching the product, but they're making more money than ever before. So. Do with that what you will.
All right, so we will be out at Legends Attic tomorrow, myself and Kirk Morrison. DeMarco you'll be doing some Rams responsibilities tomorrow, right? Because it's draft day.
Did I told you, talking about how extensive the Rams are, going into and looking into every prospect.
I want to talk about that coming up next. And getting ready for the draft, not just we need this player, but we need this type of player. That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN, and how about you give us a call right now, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. Caller number 7 can claim up to 2 autographed memorabilia items. Kirk and myself will be broadcasting live from Legends Attic. That is tomorrow, the 24th, where you can redeem your prize. Listen to our show today, Trav and DeMarco, for your chance to win. Caller number 7 right now, 877-710-ESPN, and you can only win right here on 710. It's coming up. It's Travis and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. 2.99% APR for 36 months. That's right, lock in super low financing at just 2.99%. Plus, drive with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and Hyundai's Assurance Program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or online at CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com to find your perfect Santa Fe today.
On approved credit, 0 security deposit, 36 payments of $29.08 per $1,000 financed. Offer expires 4/30/2025.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
I want to get to the Rams draft here in just a second, but I'm watching the replay of the Laker game from last night over your shoulder, DeMarco. And right now it is the second quarter with about 2.5 minutes to go, and the Lakers are up 18 points. At any point last night when the Lakers got up by 20 early, did you think, oh, they're going to run them out of the building? Did that ever cross your mind?
A little.
Did it?
Yeah. I tried not to let it enter because that's bad juju.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I definitely did because I thought it would be one of those things where we won game one. They're up by 25 midway through the fourth, and then they pull everybody, being like, hey, we'll live to fight Minnesota, but that didn't actually end up what happened.
I did think Minnesota was playing for the split.
It's hard not to. You tell
your
yourself
goal is to
you're
come down
not-
to get one.
Exactly.
Right.
You tell yourself, I'm not here to win one of two, especially if you win game one. It's like we could basically put this series away if we win tonight. But you got what you came for.
True. You got the one.
Yeah. You don't. It's not a conscious decision like that, but it's one of those subconscious things that's, all right, we're okay. No matter what happens tonight, we're okay, but let's go get it anyway. The second you start thinking no matter what happens, you've kind of punted on it a little bit.
I mean, you could say mission accomplished. We got the one. Let's go back to Minnesota and sweep them there.
Yeah.
And the Lakers are probably thinking the same thing. We just got to get one in Minnesota and get it back here, and then we'll see what happens.
The energy in the building was really good last night, but it does feel like last night when I was watching, even when they were up 20-plus points, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Not ready. Yeah.
And not just because bad juju, because I am a very superstitious viewer of sports.
Big time.
I believe that if you put that in the air, stuff will happen. But I'm thinking just they're not playing well enough. You know what I mean? And Minnesota's ice cold. It's an NBA game. Teams don't stay cold for the entire game very often. Eventually, the shots, if you shoot 40%, you're going to shoot 40%, which means if you're shooting 20 right now, there's a bunch of makes coming up.
It's coming, right, the other side.
I just never really did for them.
We keep saying this, the baseball guys, the hockey guys. Aren't they all the same guys?
Well, I think
they wear different hats and helmets.
I think they all have the same basic, what's the road, like principles,
yes,
right?
Scales.
They all view the world similarly, but different.
They have the same commandments.
Yes. Thank you, Emily. That's the word I was looking for. You can bring their wrath different things though. Like a baseball thing would not bother a basketball god and vice versa.
Oh, okay.
The hockey gods would not be enraged by something that a baseball god might be enraged by, but they all get enraged in equal proportions.
So my thing is like for the Lakers, we're going to favor the Lakers today, basketball gods. Okay, wait a minute, they're getting a little too big for their britches. Now let's tip it over here.
Yes.
Wait a minute, you're celebrating. Luka's complaining too much.
You know what I don't
tilt
like?
It this way.
So
Right.
last night, was it on back-to-back possessions where they went to the review and Minnesota won both reviews in a row? It was either back-to-back or 2 out of 3, right? Possessions.
You hate replay, right?
I don't like it.
You don't like replay. Okay.
But I really didn't like it last night because I'm like, guys, can we just let the referees do what they're trying to do?
Let them do what they're paid to do?
Can you just let the referees referee the game? Because both of those calls are like, oh, boy, that certainly didn't seem like the right call.
Cray.
But, anyway, didn't work out quite like that. It is another Kings playoff giveaway, game day giveaway, easy for me to say, today on 710. Listen today for your chance to win tickets to tonight's game at Crypto.com Arena for Game 2 against the Oilers. Game 1 was bananas. Just listen to your cue to call, and when you do, be calling number 7 at 877-710-ESPN, and you can be right across the street here. Crypto.com Arena tonight. Listen all day long for your chance to win, only with 710.
And do you think that the next game, do we think that every game between the Kings and Oilers is going to be like Game 1? I think so. I think they're pretty evenly matched because one's like a team that's very good and cohesive. There's led by two huge stars. I'm hoping it doesn't go 7 because I want the Kings to win, but could potentially do that.
I would be surprised if you don't get a bunch of very competitive games like you had in Game 1.
I'm excited. I'm going to be tuned in today.
I can't wait. I had an immense amount of fun in Game 1.
Yeah.
Like the gods we're talking about. The second the Oilers killed that 5-on-3 for 2 full minutes, you're like, the gods don't like that.
No.
They're going to make you pay for not putting one in the back of the net
and
right
they took
there.
like 20
every single
shots,
second.
it felt like.
Yeah, every single second of every minute of that game to keep them down. Either way.
Okay, so tomorrow is the NFL draft, first round of the NFL draft. Rams are picking 26th. And
for now.
For now, exactly. Let me rephrase. You're very, very well done. Very well done. The Rams are scheduled to pick 26.
Yes.
We will see what the schedule unfolds between now and then. But they need guys. You need a tight end. They need some offensive lineman depth. They need cornerbacks. They may think about quarterback in the future. There's a lot of different ways they can go. But you were telling me this morning that it's not just what position do we need? Where's our area of need? But there's more to it that goes into it than that.
Just had a brief conversation about player evaluation and it's off the field stuff and how extensive it is with this football team and how it's not every team that does this because you would assume everyone does what they do, but they don't.
You would hope so.
So how he phrased it, I thought was so interesting. We go out and we look for Rams. Is that cool?
What does that mean?
It means you're looking for a certain character group, a certain type of guy. So if we find a few flags there or things they don't like, this guy probably won't be on our draft board, even if he could help you. They'll move on to the next guy because it's more important about what you bring into your ecosystem versus bringing in just unabridged talent. Right. You're trying to build a program. Programs survive. Good players, good teams, hit or miss. You could be good for a while until you lose that guy or they cycle out or get hurt, and then you're down for 10 years. This is what you're trying not to do. You're trying to keep a good culture by bringing in good people. So it was just interesting listening to how deep they go and how far they go.
Yeah.
To meet certain people, meeting pastors, meeting your professors.
How many layers of that onion do they peel?
A lot. I mean, there's no stone unturned. Like the stories I was hearing about guys that I covered as a Ram was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Yeah, you're not supposed to know that, but I know that. I knew that when we drafted him. I knew that before we drafted him. So how extensive it is and how much work they put into just this process. It's not just evaluating tape. Watching a guy run a 40.
How far back do they go? Are they going back to like high school friends and things like that?
It depends on who the guy is and what the circumstances are. They want to go back and actually figure out what makes a guy tick. And then they take that info and then they compare that with the film and then what kind of roster you have. Is this guy going to be a fit here?
So there's the rub, right? Like I'm so glad you said that. Okay, we're going to do a little background check on Joe Smith. Okay, and Joe Smith is. I don't love that. Like, oh boy, that kind of makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Joe Smith's going to be an All-Pro. Do you take him anyway?
He's going to be good. Okay, so this is funny. There was let's just say said player because I don't want to out this because they're probably said player is a dynamite athlete. Now the Rams have no shot at getting this guy at all. He's going to go within the top 5 or whatever. So he's a guy that you would love to have on your football team. There's other stuff that we don't know or that could come into play later on, as in his father is about to re-enter his life. That's going to alter that kid. That's going to change it. That's going to add some pressure. So if this goes bust or blows up, do we want that to be in our building? So that's the stuff.
Do you go try to get the guy and try to help him manage the new thing that's coming or the trouble that he has been dealing with up until this point and say, hey, look, we love you as a football player. We think we can help you as a person. We think we can help you manage this thing and that thing. That we're a little worried this might get you in trouble, but we can put you in a position to succeed because we really love you as a player. But you're going to have to work with us on this other stuff, or do you just move on?
That I don't know. I don't even know if they tell the player what they know.
Yeah.
It's just for their own, I guess, decision-making selection process. So if there's a guy that they're probably going to take that has some red flags, we don't really love this, or there's a brother that's about to re-enter the picture, and this could be the bad influence, and we know this, but this guy is too good to pass up. So let's start putting these things in place sooner than later. And the player thinks it's all normal because, rookies just do what rookies are told. So don't you guys all have to do this? Well, no, that's just you. And you find that out 2 or 3 years later.
I was going to say that.
Right.
Yeah, that's in the moment you think it's normal until you realize, wait, why is no one else having to go do that?
Right. Or why is the PR guy always next to me? Why am I always meeting with these people? It's to help you. And it's all stuff they had pre-planned based on their research. I thought it was fantastic. Like, wow, I never thought it was that deep. Oh, yeah, it goes way deep. And the people that are evaluating you look like you, me, Jorge, Emily. They look like anyone. They're everywhere.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
You'll never notice them.
Right.
So, Les Snead, Sean McVay, obviously they have a group of players that they like, right? They're going into tomorrow with, I'm sure, dozens of names on a list of players that they would, if available, we're very interested in these 35 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do they just start, when the draft starts tomorrow, they pick 26. Assume that they're just going to pick where they land and they don't move. Okay, pick one comes off. That name comes off. And do they know who they're going to take tomorrow based on who's available? Or all of a sudden, Roger Goodell walks up there and says, the Los Angeles Rams are on the clock. And then they look at each other and they go, hey, here are the 3 guys left that we really, really like. Who do we like? Or do they know among those 3 guys we're taking that guy?
Probably have a guy. They probably have a guy that they have a consensus on.
Yeah.
And even with Aaron, there wasn't a consensus in the room, if you can believe that.
That's hard to believe.
Half was split. He's too small. The other side, he's the best player in the draft. So if there's a consensus guy, if he's there, we're taking him. So if the draft works out that way, everybody's happy. That's when you get guys, when you see them in the room and they're all clapping.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, we got the guy we wanted. Now, if there is any sort of debate in the room, it's going to come down to Les is probably making that decision. And this is why the quarterback is such a fascinating scenario. Because,
it sure is.
Right. The coach and the GM in particular, their job is to take care of the franchise. And the cupboard is bare outside of that.
Okay,
right.
I agree with that their job is to take care of the franchise, but their jobs are also different in a really big way.
True.
That Sean McVay's job, and this is not a Rams-specific thing, this is general manager coach. We'll use the Rams as the example. The coach's job is, I got to go win X amount of games to get in the playoffs next year. The general manager's job is, I got to give you the players to go do that. And, oh, by the way, I got to have enough picks, enough assets, enough salary cap space to make sure that I can do it next year and the year after and then the year after. That they have to take a much longer view of what's coming, whereas the coach is thinking,
now
hey, I got to win 10 games this year.
Right.
I got to win the division this year. I got to go back. This is my quarterback is 37 years old. I don't have a long runway with this guy. Maybe I have a long runway with the next guy, but God only knows what that's going to look like.
Well, that's where the heat comes from, but I doubt you'll see that because they're pretty good at working together. But let's say Les has an idea of where he wants to go, and it could be Jackson Dart. That's my guy of the future. I don't want to pass him up. The guys in next year's draft aren't going to be as good as him. I need to take him now.
Yeah.
You could meet resistance. We need players to help us right now, and you have a decision to make. So that's where it gets weird. So, but I would say this will all shake out the way it's supposed to shake out unless Shedeur Sanders drops all the way down to 20.
We're doing it next because he might. That's next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland.
I worked all day on this. You ready?
Yep.
Hooray, holidays, souffle, Lakers in 5.
Like it.
The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Lakers fans, get your exclusive content on Lakers YouTube. Get an insider's look into your favorite players' pregame routines and go behind the scenes in exclusive mini movies. Get to know your favorite players like never before. Lock in on game day court details with our series Sights and Sounds. See exclusive videos only on the official Lakers YouTube channel. Check it out now. And let's go Lakers.
Los Angeles, game day is here. Whether you're watching courtside or couchside, fuel up with the fire-grilled flavor of El Pollo Loco. Their famous fire-grilled chicken marinated in citrus and spices cooked over an open flame. It's the perfect play for your taste buds. From their fan-favorite chicken tostadas to fire-grilled family meals that feed your whole squad, El Pollo Loco has you covered. Get in the game with El Pollo Loco because great flavor is always a slam dunk. El Pollo Loco. Order today at elpolloloco.com.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
I cannot wait to go back to Legends Attic tomorrow and see the new stuff that's in there because there's always new stuff in there. And you too can kick off your day at Legends Attic tomorrow in Claremont with myself and Kirk. Will be in DeMarco's chair tomorrow.
Are you sure?
Thursday. Wait, hold on. Look at me. Yep. You will not be there, Kirk. I'm not doing that.
I think that's funny that he's filling.
It's incredibly funny.
So Kirk is filling on Travis and DeMarco. See that?
Yes,
that's funny.
And I look
with Isaac Bruce.
Can I tell you something right now? You look at me and there is a 98% certainty that at some point tomorrow I'm going to call Kirk DeMarco.
Of course you are. Yeah, I know.
I'm just it's going to happen.
And we look nothing alike.
I know you don't.
I know.
But I'm going to do it
funny.
Anyway. I did it on almost every pregame show. It's just it happens.
We have another meeting with that guy that started that joke coming up soon.
Yeah, in a couple weeks.
I haven't talked to him in a year.
Can't wait.
I've been waiting for this for a year.
It'll be great.
Yes.
So Kirk is out tomorrow at Legends Attic with me. That's on
Are
the
you
24th.
sure?
I think it's me, not Andy. 9 to noon as we broadcast live.
Andy is not your comp.
No, I'm a little taller than Andy. Rams legend, Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce, and you've got a chance to win some side stuff, some signed memorabilia, trading cards, Legends Attic gear, and baseball tickets. For more information, visit legendsattic.com, and our pal Oral will be there as well. So it'll be good.
Here's my dream draft scenario. This would be fun. It might not be fun for Emily or Steelers fans, but this would be a dream scenario. That Shedeur Sanders, they're picking 8, right? The Steelers?
No, I think they're picking like in the 20s.
Oh, the 20s.
21, I believe.
Yeah, they made the playoffs.
Who's picking 8? I'm sorry.
I can look. I don't have it in front of me, but I think the Steelers
That's a brain
picked
fart.
21st.
Okay, they're picking low. My thing would be if he falls to the Steelers.
8 is the Panthers.
He won't get pie. Never mind. I'm confusing. But if he gets drafted by the Steelers and they sign Aaron Rodgers at the same time, that would be radio gold.
There's nothing I would like more to happen than what you just described, but I have a better chance of waking up tomorrow 7 feet tall than I do of that happening.
You don't think they would do it?
No.
Yeah.
What? Why?
If he falls to them,
they will,
and they need a quarterback, and they don't have one yet, and Aaron's making them wait, and they said, okay, we're going to go with Shedeur.
Oh, I think that's a possibility.
And then Aaron Rodgers says, I want to be a Steeler tomorrow.
Too late. You told me you hadn't made your decision. We went in another direction.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have to open that door up.
No.
That would be interesting. And you know what? That probably is what he's waiting on.
I hope you're right.
Yeah.
I hope that there's some bizarre confluence of events that they both end up in the same place at the same time. There's no chance.
No,
way,
probably not, but that would be fun. But
They're not going to Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix him.
That's still weird.
No.
I don't know why Atlanta did that.
It was,
by the way,
very odd.
Very strange.
Who could get Kirk Cousins is the Steelers.
Oh,
They've been in talks. So it's Steelers, Browns, Vikings.
Here's the only thing. Here's the only thing that the Penix cousin things. If I'm trying to make sense out of something nonsensical, it's they signed Cousins, they got a look at him, and they said, "Oh God, this isn't going to work." He's
Penix?
No.
Oh, Cousins.
Cousins. They, for whatever reason, they didn't do their due diligence.
Yeah.
They signed him as the guy that they wanted, and then they got to look at him up close in person and said, "This isn't going to work. We got to draft a quarterback." That's the only thing I can come up with because no other scenario makes any sense. They gave him a lot of money.
Didn't they do it twice? Cousins has been through this twice, right? They drafted RG3.
Well, yeah, but Cousins was the plan B.
Throw in, and then it happened again. I'm the guy, and then you draft a
Kirk Cousins is perfectly fine, except for you're looking for someone better. That's kind of his lot.
He was the guy in
life.
Minnesota.
It might be a perfect
He had that
quarterback.
job.
He did, but it was also one of those, is he good enough? Is he good enough to get us where, and it was always kind of,
he might be the perfect Steeler guy. Just don't turn it over and let us win the way we win.
Don't trick it off.
Don't trick it off.
He's going to be Russell. The thing that has
better than
been
Russell West
bad about Kirk
or Russell Wilson
Cousins is that he doesn't have the arm strength anymore, and that's also what Russell Wilson didn't have. And I don't think that they can. It's not going to make the Steelers better.
But Kirk Cousins can't move.
And he can't throw.
Yeah, I mean, he was locked in. He makes, Matthew Stafford look like Lamar Jackson.
Made a ton of money.
He doesn't have the same arm anymore,
Yeah.
and so it's not going to be able to get that ball to Pickens and Metcalf.
So put your Steeler dream scenario aside, where Rodgers and Shedeur end up in the same spot. Let's start with Shedeur. Since he declared for the draft, since he's last name Sanders, since he's a high-profile guy, his dad is
His number's retired.
His number, yes, he's a retired number quarterback at University of Colorado.
Yes,
he gets a lot of attention. A lot of people who do draft analysis think that he is a first-round talent, that maybe even a high first-round talent, that he could end up going to the Giants or Cleveland or one of these places that have one of the higher picks in the draft. There's also a lot of people that do the same thing, that analyze these drafts, analyze these draft-eligible players, that think he might fall completely out of the first round. That is a huge gap between the top of the first round and out of the first round.
Right.
That's a big gap. So the scenario that you painted a minute ago, where we're into the late teens, early 20s, and he's still on the board. And the Rams are at 26, and the Rams clearly have their quarterback of the present in Matthew Stafford, but they do not have the quarterback of the future on that roster. It's not Jimmy G. It's not Matthew Stafford. It's somebody else.
Right.
Shedeur has ability. He has a ton of celebrity. We know what that means in Los Angeles.
I think he'd be better than Stetson Bennett.
I would hope so.
And probably at some point with reps could be better than Garoppolo.
I would think that's a possibility too. And that's when it would get weird, because drafting Shedeur Sanders does not help Matthew Stafford in 2025. Doesn't help him. And I don't think it torpedoes him at all, but it's like, I don't have a tight end. I don't have a corner to get the ball back. I don't have a more offensive line depth. It just doesn't help me win week one of next season. But he's right here. We didn't think he's going to be right here. That puts the Rams in a weird spot. And maybe it's not Sanders. Maybe it's Dart. Maybe that they really value a player like that. They think he's going to be gone, but he's still sitting there. That circumstances could lead to them to doing something that maybe they don't want to do, but all of a sudden we didn't think this was going to be an option. We got to jump on it while we have the chance.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't bring him here to back up Matthew Stafford. I think that would create more pressure and more tension for Stafford.
Pressure? Tension, I understand. They're not going to bench Matthew Stafford.
It would create tension and pressure on Stafford. Think about what follows Stafford and the podcast and the people that talk on his behalf a lot. And then you bring in a Shedeur Sanders, who's not going to hold his tongue, who's probably going to be your biggest social media guy on the football team. He's going to be Mr. LA. He's not going to come to Los Angeles and hide.
No.
He's going to be out in front. And the best job in the world is always the backup quarterback. So if he starts to struggle, and Matthew Stafford had games last year where he struggled a little bit.
Slow start,
especially in weather.
Last 2 seasons, the Rams have got off to a slow start.
So you get off to the same slow start in a season where you took the eventual champions to the wire. So there's expectations are high, and he starts off slow. And then the noise begins. Maybe we should start looking to the future. The future is now. Then Shedeur says it. Or he likes a tweet or likes an Instagram post. And here we go again. And then you get people defending Matthew Stafford. Now you have 2 separate camps on your football team. I wouldn't do it.
The scenario that you just described is possible, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure it is. But I think that there's additional context that would make, I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen and it wouldn't be noisy out there, but the actuality of him reasonably being benched or replaced is virtually zero.
You mean Stafford?
Yes.
Oh, 100.
Because it's, let's say he gets off to the same slow start that I shouldn't even say the team gets off to the same slow start that they've had the last couple of years. I know what you're going to say. I know what I would be saying. If we're let's say it's week 7 and they're 3-4. It's like, this doesn't look very good. Guys, is what I've been saying the last 2 years. They'll figure it out. They always figure it out. Matthew Stafford, he'll figure it out. Be patient. That because they were as close as they were last year, and because it really didn't present itself until the end of the line in both of the last 2 years, I don't think there's going to be this rush to make a change, to actually sit down and say, there may be chatter in the universe, but I trust the people that actually are involved in the decisions to not really listen to it.
Of course.
You bring up a really interesting point.
What?
That people that speak for other people might engage at a level that
and
makes it
you know what I'm
messy.
talking about,
Of course,
right?
we all do.
That's what I'm talking. It gets loud, and that's when people start picking sides. And he's not going to back down from it. He's going to try to roll right over the top, and that's a mess. So that's what I mean. I mean, there's a big. If I'm drafting Shedeur Sanders, I'm drafting him to play. I'm drafting him to be my starter, not to be the backup. I wouldn't wish him on any starting quarterback in the National Football League. Eventually, you're going to fold under that pressure.
Eventually,
yes,
he's going to play, but I don't know if I agree with the first part of that. That I think where you could draft him to not play right away. I'm not saying you put him on ice for years. I'm saying maybe just for this season would be a place like L.A. where Matthew Stafford is clearly your guy, but you're also clearly towards the end of the line. And the last 2 seasons, we've kind of said, do we want to do this or not? And because the team's been good, they've decided not. We'll keep going with Matthew Stafford. But that decision each year gets more and more likely that they are going to move on.
Right.
And maybe this accelerates that. But I don't think him sitting there for 1 year makes it uncomfortable for anybody.
So I saw Coleman Shelton, and he's a dog, so we speak a different language. And I just made a joke. So you're coming here to back up, huh? And he looked at me like, do I look like a backup?
Sure.
Okay, so that's a dude that's mild-mannered. Now let's enter Shedeur Sanders. He's not going any place to back up. He's not that guy. He's coming to start, and he's going to be loud about it.
He might be.
He's going to be very loud about it. And
I think they can handle it.
This is the worst place to put him because he's going to be front row with the Lakers. He's
That's
going to
okay.
be. He's going to be everywhere. Well, you think it's okay until your backup is the most popular guy on the team.
But if Stafford's playing well, Stafford's been around a long. I don't think he's going to be threatened by the new guy.
No, but just if he gets off to a slow start, and there were some moments where Stafford didn't look great. He picked it up late and was that guy. I still think he is that guy. But the minute you hit the skids, you're going to start saying he's old.
Yes.
Or if you're below 500, before you start to make the miracle comeback, maybe we should start the rebuilding now. Why not Shedeur?
Had they not pulled the turnaround that they pulled the last 2 years, I would be 1,000% with you. But I think that because the 2 years, because of him, McVay's not going to let it get out of hand. I agree. Shedeur will do whatever it is he's going to do.
I don't think any coach can keep this kid from getting out of hand.
Maybe not. Maybe not. But it's never actually going to get to the point where he's going to go into a football game because we just think he's the better option.
Right. But you've watched Shedeur on the field, off the field. What part of him says coachable? Right. His dad's been coaching him.
Yeah.
This is different.
No,
right.
It is. And it's a good point, but if he's there, man, you got to really think about it.
And your cupboard is bare.
Yeah.
It's a tough decision to make.
All right, give us a call right now, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. If you are caller number 7, you can claim up to 2 autographed memorabilia items. Kirk and myself, we will be broadcasting live from Legends Attic tomorrow. That is the 24th, 9 to noon, where you can redeem your prize. Listen to our show all day for your chance to win only on 710. A little Factor Cap coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes. LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Ready for a delicious escape? The new Islands Restaurant's $10 protein bowls are your ticket. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients. They're only here for a limited time, so enjoy one today. Visit islandsrestaurants.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Hey, it's Bethel Duran. If you've ever been in a car accident, you know how stressful it can be. My boy Leo and the crew at Active Collision are there for you. They're the experts at taking care of your business. I'm dealing with it right now. Hit and run. The back of my truck was smashed. I thought it was just a simple fix the tailgate. No. Leo said, boom, boom, boom. This is a problem, Bethel. Let me take care of it. 626-330-0100. 626-330-0100. You'll get a 50% discount on your deductible when you let them know that 710 sent you. Or check them out on Instagram at active.collision.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
All right, listen up. Whether you're out for a walk, hitting the gym, or just tackling your day, in this LA heat, chafing is no joke. Take my word for it. That's why you need Highlands Chafing Relief. This stuff is a game changer. Goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. If you've already got some chafing, Highlands soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. Don't let chafing slow you down. Grab Highlands Chafing Relief at Walmart or Target right now.
SoFi Personal Loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right, pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi Personal Loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time. Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap right now.
Take it away, producer Emily.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Thanks, Joe. Hi, guys.
Aloha. Hello.
Burn it.
Okay. So yesterday, not only did the Lakers play, but the Pacers also played the Bucks. And throughout the series, and every time, the past couple of years, Giannis has had a weakness at free throws because he gets to the line more than anyone else. And people love to cheer and count while he's taking his free throws. So if you haven't seen it, it's not the first year it's been done, but they have Pacers fans that are
Trudell
going,
puts a counter on him when they play the Lakers.
1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So this isn't new, but this would throw you off. If you were Giannis taking these free throws, people counting how long it takes for you to do your free throws would throw you off. Travis Petrocap.
Cap. Like, I thought the guy last night at the game and with his little homemade sign was hilarious. Did you see that, DeMarco?
Yes. Yeah.
The guy, he had like a little, it was made out of like crepe paper, and he just moved the little dial. It was really, really funny. The only thing that's going to freak him out is if they start calling him for a violation. You can count all you want. If I know the whistle's not going to blow and say, your time is expired, I don't care.
But it has sometimes seemingly he's missed some free throws because maybe it's the whole distraction part of it.
I get it, but whether it's counting, whether it's loud, jumping up and down, waving of the sticks, or any of those things, they're all equally distracting. The counting part of it wouldn't make me any more distracted than any of the other things.
DeMarco, this would throw you off.
Oh, Cap. I think I would stay there longer if you're counting. I'd see how long I can make you count.
20 seconds between free throws.
Right. If that's what it takes. What did you think of Max Scherzer?
As a pitcher?
As a pitcher, person, whatever.
He's one of the great pitchers of his generation.
And he's funny, right? He's hilarious.
He's crazy.
He's nuts. Okay,
he's
better.
interesting.
He's interesting.
Yes.
I saw him doing something with the pitch clock and how he just stood there ready and he was playing games with the batter.
Yeah.
Like he found a loophole. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
If I could find a loophole in the timing of it, I would go to the nth degree just to drive you nuts.
Yeah.
But it would not bother me if you were counting.
Jorge?
Yeah, I don't think it would throw me off, but got me thinking also. Nomar was one of those guys who used to take forever.
The batting gloves.
Yeah, if they put a timer and think it would throw him off, I guess there's some guys that have their routine kind of thing.
It's just they might have to speed up the routine a little bit, but they're still going to do what they do.
Wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
No.
Or I used to think those little things they give you.
Thunder sticks?
The thunder sticks.
Oh, yeah.
They did that for Shaq a lot.
Yeah. The Cam Crazies when they do the
waving their hand.
multi-level moving, that would throw me
the
off.
The one that was weird when they all sway in
That's
unison.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Different ways. That would throw me off.
Because if I'm locked in and I'm looking at the rim and everything in the background is swaying from side to side,
it'd be dizzying.
You know what I've always thought this is a good one. Dead silence. Like, that's really weird. At a big building, there's 20,000 people in there, and you can hear a pin drop
silence.
It's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
That's
What
the
is
thing that would be
going on?
disorienting to
Oh, my
me.
God.
Just noise is normal.
Yeah, and I think ASU used to do the, here's the curtain, and, what's it going to be behind the curtain? They had, Michael Phelps
that was a
in
good
his
one.
entire swimsuit get up one time. It was fun. So I've been watching the show The Studio on Apple TV+, because that's how you say it, Travis. And in the
Apple
show...
Plus TV?
In the show, every episode, Seth Rogen has a huge pratfall. One of those big, funny, body comedy moments where he falls hard every episode. So my statement is, you consider yourself to be a clumsy person. You fall a lot. DeMarco Petrocap.
Oh, no, Cap. Yeah, I try not to. I really, 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 really... I worry about it now. As an older guy, I worry about falling. When you fell... my face was serious. I'm like, oh, dude, did you hurt yourself? Because break a wrist, break a hip, whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty careful when
Not
it comes
a
to
hip.
moving around. You never know. Hip, back, whatever.
Hip is a specific type of old person.
You know what I'm
injury.
saying?
I do.
Yeah,
I
if you
do.
hit that hip on cement, you got issues.
Heck yeah. Or bricks, as the case may be.
I'm pretty sure-footed. Yeah, I think I've fallen once in the last 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, Travis, you consider yourself to be a clumsy person.
I don't, but I might be. I don't consider myself a clumsy person. I have noticed that when I take my walks, right, and maybe because I take them without headphones more often than not, the pattern of your feet hitting the ground, right, you get kind of into a rhythm. Well, I don't know what it is, every 10th, 15th step, your foot kind of skips on the ground. It does that.
Yeah.
That instead of pit, 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 it goes pit.
Pick your feet up. Yeah.
You're kind of shuffling your feet a little bit. That's how you fall.
Uh-huh.
And so I am hyper aware of it because A, it's embarrassing, and B, I'm an elderly person and I don't want to
You're
break
not
my
elderly.
hip.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I hold the handrail going up and down the stairs too.
No doubt.
It's
Me
just
too. I guess I'm more careful
Oh yeah.
than anything.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Jorge?
leave it up to chance. Yeah.
No, there's been 2 times where I fell down the stairs as well. Now I hold on to the guardrail. Even outside, I was checking the mail, and on the way back, I stumbled onto this little step, and then even Brenna came out. She's like, dude, like, that's 3 times this week that you've, like, fell. Like, is everything cool? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, but, you know, I don't consider myself clumsy.
I know.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, man.
Scary.
Have you heard of the wrestler? He's dead now. Big Scott Hall?
I don't think so.
Okay, so this is how he wound up in the hospital and ultimately died. He slipped on an ice cube in his own house. He was getting ice out of his ice maker, and one fell, and he forgot about it and slipped on it and was there on the floor for a while. Hit his head. He was out. Yeah, just a lot of stuff that happened. So whenever ice cube hits the ground behind me,
find it right away.
I make sure I find it. I just do not move because of that story.
And don't kick it under the fridge.
Right.
That's not good.
Well, nobody knows.
I mean, I disagree with that part.
So, as you mentioned in an earlier segment, there was a bunch of celebrities at the game last night for the Lakers. Some that were highlighted on the TNT broadcast were A-Rod, Jason Segel, Jack Black, Ric Flair, Dustin Hoffman, Floyd Mayweather. So of all the guys that I've listed, again, A-Rod, Jason Segel, Jack Black, Ric Flair, Dustin Hoffman, Floyd Mayweather, if you got to sit next to one of them and give them truth serum, you only got to choose one, you would want to sit next to A-Rod. Again, you give him truth serum, get to chat with him all night, watch the game, you'd want to sit with A-Rod. Jorge, Fetcher Cap.
Cap? No, I don't.
Who would you want instead? Would you want Jason Segel, Jack Black, Ric Flair?
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would you ask him? Truth serum.
Just like, hey, man, like, you know, how many of these fights did you really, you know,
go all out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is Floyd. You're going to say, everyone, I'm 50-0.
No,
this is truth serum.
But Floyd actually believes
that. He's going to say, I'm 50-0. I want him to fight.
I would want to hear stuff from Floyd.
Okay, Travis?
I think I'm Cap. I think A-Rod would be my second choice of that list of people. I think Dustin Hoffman would be my first choice because He's got stories. That's why. Not that I need a bunch of Dustin Hoffman behind the scenes stuff, but think of all the people he's worked with. Think of all the movies he's been in.
How long he's been famous.
He's been a A-list Hollywood movie star for 50 years.
When movie stars were real.
Right. Yeah. And so if you say, tell me a story about Jack Nicholson, tell me whatever it is, and he was just unfiltered.
What do you really think of John Voight?
I think Hoffman would be my first choice.
A truth serum question with Hollywood elite.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Who was A-Rod, Dustin Hoffman?
So here's the list again.
I have nothing for Jason Segel.
Okay. Then you don't have to. But A-Rod, Jason Segel, Ric Flair, Dustin Hoffman, Floyd Mayweather, Jack Black.
I might use it for Jack Black. Yeah, for the
he was
same
fired up last night.
Fired up for the same reason that you would.
Yeah.
I want to hear the stories. Yeah.
He
that
may
would
be
be
the
funny.
biggest movie star we have right now because here's what his last couple movies, they have all been mega hits. It's been Minecraft, Super Mario Brothers, 2 movies that grossed over $1 billion. Wow. So there's that to consider.
Yeah.
Jumanji, and then he's also done something else recently.
It wasn't in Top Gun Maverick.
Is it? Do you
It's
think
all kids' movies, but it all makes a ton of money.
Good choices, or are we actually going to see him?
I haven't seen any of those movies,
Yeah.
so
Kung
I'm
Fu
doing
Panda.
neither. But I did see Kung Fu Panda. I like that.
That was funny.
Good.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson at one point was the box office champion. Like he had grossed his movies had grossed more than anyone
I know
else.
Harrison Ford had the title for a minute
Until he took it.
Yeah.
But we're not going to see you specifically. It's just great
I like
choices.
Jack Black a lot,
Yeah.
but he's not getting me to jump in my car and go see the movie.
No.
But when he's in a movie, I like him.
And I think he chooses a good movie to be in.
Right.
Yeah.
A movie that is going to make a lot of money because it's IP, because of all these other things.
Did you ever see Enemy of the State? The
Yeah,
Will Smith movie?
I did.
Remember he's in that? He plays the computer nerd.
Oh, now that you say that.
And the Richard Gere movie, The Jackal.
Didn't
where
see
he
that
plays
one.
an arms dealer.
Didn't see that
This
one.
is way back. This is like
I
when
like
he's first
when he
started.
plays like a weirdo. Like he's
you would
really
love these
he's
then.
really good at playing a
Yes.
weirdo. Like
Remember-
when he plays a lovable character, he's a very lovable type of guy. But I like it when there's a little weirdo.
You're not going
in
to see him in Gulliver's Travels.
No, I want to see him as kicking the dog off the Coronado Bridge in.
Right.
See that?
He was in he was in on Amy Poehler's podcast this past week, and she was talking about how he said after School of Rock he never had to audition again, and he kind of missed being able to audition. But I love my favorite Jack Black is The Holiday when he's an object of love interest with Kate Winslet. So he plays a amazing movie. It's a Nancy Meyers Christmas movie, and it's where Cameron
They
Diaz
had really nice houses.
You're rooting for
Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, and Kate Winslet and Jack Black, and it's the house switching one where they. So Kate Winslet lives in the English countryside. She comes to L.A. Cameron Diaz goes to the English countryside and meets Jude Law, and Kate Winslet meets Jack Black, and they all fall in love, and they switch houses.
I like Kate Winslet.
And he rocks.
Yeah, he's great.
And he's a composer in that movie. But this is Factor Cap. Oh, by the way, Dustin Hoffman's in that movie too.
Is he?
Playing himself. Okay, here's a fun story behind that. 5 seconds. So Nancy Meyers and Dustin Hoffman are friends, and their kids go to the same school. And it was in their neighborhood. They were filming in a Blockbuster, and Dustin Hoffman just so happened to be walking by and saw that Nancy Meyers was doing this show. And then they were in the Blockbuster passing by The Graduate. And at one point in time, they're like picking out these movies to like impress each other. And Dustin Hoffman goes, "I can't go anywhere." It's a really good scene.
He's really good.
He's very good.
He's good at just
I would
about
ask him
everything
about
he's been.
Tootsie.
Think about all the different things you could ask that guy.
Oh, my God,
Been
a ton.
in everything.
A ton.
Factor Cap, brought to you by the law office of Joseph S. Normand. You got a lot of choices in your legal team with Joe. Family always comes first. 213-747-2000. That's the law office of Joseph S. Normand. Call 213-747-2000. Of course, you can find him online at normandlegal.com. 213-747-2000. And as always, thanks to Joe. And if you get hurt in an accident, give him a call. Dodgers kind of got blown out and then took the lead and then blew it in weird night in Chicago.
A lot of that going on.
A lot of that going on. Yeah, you're right. Now that you say it. That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Going to see my pals from Rotolo Chevrolet tomorrow, and you should make them your pals too, because if you've been thinking about a Chevy car truck, Chevy Silverado in particular, you got to go to Rotolo Chevrolet. You got to see why Mike Capozio is always having such a great time in his television commercials, why they're dealer of the year after year after year. It's because he has put together a team that is virtually certain to give you exactly what you're looking for, a customer service experience that you're never going to forget, that you're going to go back time after time after time. That's why they're so incredibly consistent and so good at what they do. Transparent, courteous, and upfront at Rotolo Chevrolet. Mike Capozio has his entire team, whether Eddie and Armando and Frank and all the great guys out of Rotolo, Michael, just all these guys, they just nail it day after day after day. So if you've been thinking about it, go on out to Fontana, right off the 210 freeway, Sierra Avenue exit. That's Rotolo Chevrolet. You can't miss it. All the Silverados. And if Fontana, I live on the west side, Trav. I live in Long Beach. I live, Fontana's kind of far. That's cool. RotoloChevy.com. ROTOLO. RotoloChevy.com. And whether you go in or come in, make sure that they know that Travis sent you in.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland, today at noon after Travis and DeMarco.
Ireland, yesterday we were talking about how I'm a completely different person off the air.
Right.
Juan said, you're the same person. You're just as dumb. You're just stoned
You're not
or
as,
drunk.
yeah, you're not as
watching a
outgoing.
game.
You're not as vibrant.
I'm a big dumb kid at home. I'm a big dumb kid at work. That's the way I view it.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all of that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
All power, zero compromise. Ego cordless outdoor power equipment features advanced lithium battery technology that exceeds the power and performance of gas without the noise, fuss, or fumes. From mowers and trimmers to blowers and pressure washers, one battery powers over 90 tools. No wonder it's the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power. Power beyond belief. Visit egopowerplus.com to learn more or to find an Ego retailer near you. That's egopowerplus.com.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
What? Come on. Wednesday.
I need some water and gum again. Like,
I'm not a
Why does this wall
person.
feel so good? I love you.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
So I'm not a particularly religious individual.
Yeah.
But if there is something after this, okay? If there is a
afterlife.
Uh-huh. But by the way, if there's the good part, there has to be the bad part.
Afterlife,
right?
yeah.
Right. So if there's a heaven, there has to be a hell. Otherwise, what's the point? Right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So I believe if this is what's out there, that these are customized to your preferences or dislikes. For instance, if you go to heaven, all of your favorite things are waiting for you up there. All of the things that you
pizza, cheeseburgers,
whatever it is, that heaven is specifically designed for DeMarco Farr. You live in your heaven. I live in mine. He lives in his, and she lives in hers.
I'm certain some of my things that I like aren't going to be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The opposite is also true. That hell is designed, and my hell, this is waiting behind the door. That music is playing behind the door
all the
because
time.
That is a beat, a rhythm, a thing that is exactly the thing that ain't for me.
Yeah.
That's
this ain't dancing.
not
This is
for
jumping.
me.
What is this called? Is this EDM?
This is Satisfaction by I believe,
house music.
Yeah.
House music. Okay.
No.
Okay, I got you.
No, thank you.
Not my thing either. Yeah.
You're not very brat.
No.
No.
Interesting.
Am I? I don't know.
You're not very brat.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do I want to be?
Kind of. If you want to be cool.
Oh no! No. I'm good. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I want to be satisfied.
You want to be Bon Iver. You don't want to be brat.
Bon Iver.
Yeah, I want to be Bon Iver. And by the way, if it were me, it would be Bon Iver. You could be Bon Iver.
Yeah. Parker's back there dancing. Look at you.
Look
at you.
Parker's brat.
Look at him. Look. And I told you, that's the dance right there. That's not dancing. He's jumping around.
Parker's heaven can have this music.
There you go.
That's why the heaven is customizable to all of us. Mine would have softly playing piano music, dark lighting, red leather chairs, and faintly sell of cigar smoking martinis.
Okay.
Mine's just Carmel.
Oh.
Just all of the
Whatever
Carmel.
you want is what you get. I may have a little corner of Carmel in my heaven, and we can go wherever
If
you
you're
want.
listening to this music, avoid mirrors. They know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So
Avoid
Dodgers,
looking in a mirror. But go ahead.
The Dodgers blew. It's a weird game. Dustin May kind of comes out and they jump him right away. He had a bad night. He was not particularly sharp.
He's going to have one,
of course.
Yep.
But the Dodgers kind of clawed back into it.
Mm-hmm.
They Imanaga was pitching for the Cubs, who's a very good pitcher.
Yeah.
Very good pitcher.
Yeah.
And they knocked him around. And they got him out of the game. And then the big seventh inning, they score 5 runs. They go from a bunch of runs down to 3 runs up with only a couple innings to go. And then they spit the bit, and Vezia gives up a home run. Tanner Scott gives up a home run. My gaucho Noah Davis comes in the 10th inning, gives up a hit on one pitch. The game ends. So it was just a weird game, and one that the Dodgers probably should have lost, but then had a chance to steal and then lost it anyway. Just a weird night. My takeaway: the Cubs are really good.
They're good. They have a lot of grit.
They got a lot of good players.
They do. They kind of out-Dodgered the Dodgers.
They fought really hard.
That's what the Dodgers have been doing.
Yeah.
They haven't played their best game, their best.
No,
they really haven't. They haven't put it all together. But what they have shown is a lot of grit.
They have
a lot of comeback, a lot of want to, and I thought Chicago kind of matched that and just beat them.
And when you look at what the Cubs have done so far, they're in first place in the Central, which whatever, it's still super early in the season, but they've basically only played the Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks. Those are three of the best teams in all of baseball. The Dodgers and Padres are the two best teams in baseball, and they're holding their own. And I think, and by the way, after today, they don't play the Dodgers again the rest of the season. I think maybe Arizona comes in next. They're going to be done with their three most challenging opponents really soon.
Wow.
And so I think that seeing them a lot, getting a chance to kind of see where you are against the team, the Cubs, I think, are better than we thought they might be. And it was really interesting to see them match up with a team, like you said, DeMarco, that kind of they don't have as many good players, but they got a lot of good players.
They got a lot of pride.
And they didn't roll.
It's not like here because you have so many World Series, but the Chicago Cubs have a lot of pride. And the one thing that I took was, this was a great soundbite. We don't quit here. That's something a Dodger would say about playing here. We don't quit here. Here's where we fight hard. And I didn't know this because I don't follow Cubs baseball, but they had another barn burner on Friday.
They had 2 nights in a row, or I want to say it was 2 games in a row.
They beat the D-backs. They came back to beat them 13-11.
Yeah.
A lot of grit on this team.
I think last night for sure, and I think the night before, maybe it was, they've had 2 games in a row where both teams have scored double-digit runs both times.
Yes.
So it's just,
this is what they do, and they're good.
Great,
right.
But they fight. Like Pete Crow Armstrong's a really good player.
Yeah.
Dansby Swanson's a good player. They've got guys that are just that. You don't. What's his face? The guy that hit the home run. Kyle Tucker is a really, really good player.
Great baseball name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if they're in the mix towards the end. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the mix all year.
They'll win that division.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of hate. The
Cardinals aren't very good. Pirates stink. Who else am I forgetting out of that division in there? They're just the Brewers might be all right, but I think they'll win that division.
They're almost like a juiced up version of the Angels to me. They're second. Well, never mind. It's just different. They're the lovable Cubbies, but every now and then they put together a great baseball team, and I think this is it. Yeah, this is one of them right here.
Dodgers get a chance to kind of win the season series against them today, and here's something Dodger fans to keep an eye on. And I don't know if it's just something that jumped out at me last night or whether it's a real thing. Alex Vezia, who is Greg Bergman's opposition, he's the one that he can't get with Vezia. He's having trouble putting guys away. Right? He's getting to 2 strikes. He's like last night, it felt like every single guy that he went to battle with, he got to 2 strikes and was really struggling to put guys away. Multiple pitches and then long fly balls, the home run to Tucker. It felt like he is not able to do what he was able to do last year, which is come in there and get out of there. Come in, finish guys off, into the dugout, next guy up. Now it's come in, 6 pitches to this guy, 8 pitches to that guy, 6 pitches to the next guy. He cannot finish hitters off.
He can't locate his spots yet.
He's not walking guys.
He's not walking.
He's not getting a lot of swing and misses.
Right. And I'm looking at his last 7 games. Oh my God. His ERA is over 6 for the last 7 games.
Yeah, it's early in
those
numbers can be wildly misleading. One bad inning at this point in the season can blow that number out of the water. Yeah, like Imanaga, exactly. Like Dustin May. Like look at what Dustin May's ERA was and to what it is right now.
It happens.
Although a lot of it.
What do you do? So why all of a sudden Vezia can't get people out?
I don't know.
It just happens.
Relief pitchers
they
are
figured
weird.
You out. Yeah.
Relief pitchers are weird. From season to season, they're not the same guy. Like starters are kind of always kind of more or less sort of the same. Relief pitchers are all over the map. And the one thing I will say, that what is today? Today is April 23rd?
Yeah.
April 23rd, write it down. It's the first time I'm going to be like, honestly, this is something to think about.
To watch, to look at? Okay.
The Dodger defense is bad. It's bad.
They're not playing great yet.
Teoscar, no, it's bad.
It's bad?
It's
just
bad.
Period bad?
It's not like, hey, this guy's a really good defender. He'll figure it out. We thought he might not be very good, and we're right. Teo does not look good. Pajes does not look good. Mookie does not look good. Max Muncy does not look good. Like there are a lot of guys defensively. They're like, this is a problem.
What's the fix if you're Dave?
Well, The fix is something that I really don't think they're going to do.
What?
The fix is put Mookie back in right field.
I knew it. Move Mookie.
And now it does create some other problems because you don't have if Tommy Edman's your shortstop, I've got a problem at second base or center field. Tommy Edman is their best defender at 3 different spots, which is a huge problem. He can only play one position.
Okay.
So that means you're leaving yourself somewhere at second, short, or center field that is not ideal.
I think I'd rather have the hole at center.
Those are 3 spots you don't want in a hole in any
at all.
of them.
But if I could, I'd rather put it as far away from the plate as possible.
The hole could be in left field. Where put Teo back over there. The hole could be, maybe in right. Although Teo's not doing a great job there. Their defense. I'm saying it right now. It's a real problem. They need to get better at that.
What was our bet on Edman again? You said 20 home runs, right? Less than 20?
Yeah, 20.
Okay. He's got 8.
I know.
He's got 8.
I know.
I'm just saying.
But that's
another one.
It's going to be July 7th. And you're going to be like, he's got 11? Like, what?
Wait,
what
he's
happened?
only going to hit 3 more until...
DeMarco, I've watched a lot of baseball, and I've seen Tommy Edman.
We need a side bet.
Version of Tommy Edman.
He's going to eat more than 3 home runs by July.
He will not have more than 20 by the end of the season. It's not going to happen. Tommy Edman is not... He's a great baseball player.
He's having a hell of a year.
But he is not a home run hitter. He is a great baseball player.
Yeah, watch this.
Watch this. He's going to have 42. Right? What do I know? All right. Lakers headed to Minnesota for Game 3 on Friday. They have a heartbeat, but can they do the same thing 3 more times? That's next. It's coming up, Trav and DeMarco. But right now, 877-710-ESPN. Give us a call right now, 877-710-3776. And caller number 7 will win 2 autographed memorabilia items. Kirk and myself, we will be broadcasting live from Legends Attic tomorrow, where you can redeem your prize. Listen to Trav and DeMarco for your chance to win only on 710. You can claim up to 2 autographed memorabilia items tomorrow at Legends Attic. Give us a call. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
One night only, March 21st, 2026, SoFi Stadium.
The food, the culture, the people, the vibe, the energy.
This is Gabe's home, and this is my home.
It's LA. So you better believe the 2 of us are going to bring our A-plus game and then some.
Tickets on sale Friday, 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Joe Coy, Gabriel Iglesias.
SoFi Stadium.
Are you kidding me?
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Mace. LA, it's time to get real. Jacob and Ronnie is the real deal. Injured? Unsure of who to trust? Call Jacob. He's recovered hundreds of thousands of dollars where other attorneys might settle immediately for pennies. Get a partner who's committed to turning your setback into a comeback. Call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Or remember, call Jacob.com. Jacob is the real deal.
Call Jacob.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN.
I want to put my feet in the sand. I want to drink. I want to eat. I want to walk. I want to have the sun on my face. That's it.
Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Think you can do that? Yeah.
This is purgatory. Like, I don't love it, but yeah, whatever. I could deal with it, I guess.
Do you think Puka Nacua is their best draft choice ever? The Les Snead, Sean McVay era? I mean, that's a 5th rounder that turned out to be a stud.
No. Yes, comma, but.
And we're just scratching the surface, barely scratching the surface with him.
Yes, comma, but.
Okay.
So far.
So far.
Yeah. That's the only reason I would put us so far. The best pick of the less Sean McVay is Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Super
fair.
Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Third round pick, 2017, and turned out to be, I don't know. That's funny. I mean, how do you sum up his career already? One of the best Rams of all time?
Yeah. I think that's it. His career is he was a standout player on a Super Bowl winning team where he won the MVP.
Yeah.
That's about as good as you can get. Now, is he a Hall of Famer? I don't know. I don't know football well enough to know.
I don't think those numbers are there.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. But, and I don't mean this in a bad, but
go ahead.
Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, he was the guy on one of the best teams in the league for a pretty long time.
He made it go, if you ask me.
He made it go.
Verse and Fisk, I think, might have a chance to ascend to that role because they're first and second round picks. And if Verse is rookie of the year, but they've done that before. If he gets to the Pro Bowl, becomes an all-pro, and becomes an absolute legend, he'll be that guy. Kyron in the fifth.
Really good.
It's really good. If he has a great 2025, I think that could go just under Cooper Kupp because of if your running back is balling and he's up to 1,800 yards and scores 20 touchdowns, you're in the playoffs. You probably have a first-round bye. That's what I'm saying. So that could go right under Cooper Kupp as the best pick ever.
I think the part of talking about the best ever or part of it is where do you get picked? Jared Verse is awesome, is great. Jared Verse, a first-round pick. You're supposed to be awesome.
It's a no-brainer.
Right? You're supposed if you get picked in the first round, you're supposed to be awesome. Puka Nacua being awesome in the fifth round, whoa.
Yeah.
Like fifth rounders sometimes don't even make the team. And
I keep saying this, if he were faster, he wouldn't be a fifth rounder.
Yeah.
If he had flat out track speed, he'd probably be a first day guy because what you saw out of Puka is what he's always done. He's just not very fast.
I think what they've been able to do, they being McVay and Snead, has largely been overlooked because of the F them picks era. Because they had the F them picks era and because that ended up with a Super Bowl championship, he's known as the F them picks guy, right?
Yeah.
And fair enough, right? You went out and gave up a couple of first rounders.
You could be known for worse.
Right.
You could be Nico Harrison.
Put that over there. But I don't think that's the greatest thing that they've done as far as building their roster. Where they've really been phenomenal is finding guys late in the draft, not even on the second day, but on the third day of the draft that not only make your team, but they start.
Yeah.
They're really good players.
Draft and develop.
Look at Bo Limmer last year. Look at a guy like Kinchins, like these guys that Puka and Kyren and these guys. You're finding NFL starters and sometimes stars late in the draft. To me, that seems far more difficult to do than saying Jared Verse is a great player. Well, yeah, we all thought he would probably be pretty darn good.
But this is so Kyren, Puka, Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Jared Verse, Braden Fisk.
Those guys.
They're all still on their rookie deals, and they're major contributors. That is how you draft and develop. That's admirable.
And they're all due around the same time.
Yep.
Which is going to be something to think about when that time comes. Who do you pay? How much do you pay them?
Whatever I keep saying about Jared Verse.
You're not going to be able to afford him?
Enjoy him while you can. You probably won't be able to afford him when he's up. Because if he keeps getting better, that price tag is going to go through the roof.
I am not putting this pressure on him. I'm just saying they kept Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Like if he's that good, we're gonna find a way to keep you.
If he's that good, then so be it. But I don't think he's going to be that.
Maybe not
good.
Maybe not because.
But Rams pay special, and he is special as of right now. Let's see if he can do it in his sophomore year.
We get so tied up and interested and invested in who goes in the first round, and maybe to a lesser degree the second round. But it's like because frankly, they're names we know, right? That they're names we know from programs we know that this. Jared Verse at Florida State, that just sounds like a first-round draft pick, right? It's
Florida State defensive end.
Right.
Take him.
Sure.
Yes.
I'll take the Alabama offensive lineman and the Florida State edge.
Yeah.
That's just that
Florida
makes
State
sense.
Georgia
defensive
defensive
tackle.
player.
Take him.
Georgia
Yes.
linebacker. Yeah, I'll take him.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Where you make your football team really good is on the guys like, I don't even know who that is.
You found the DT from Wake Forest, and he's really good.
You found a DT. You found a guy, Byron Young, that was working at the Dollar General store 2 years ago.
And he's pretty good.
There you go.
Right.
Puka Nacua is at BYU, and he's a fifth-round pick. And you're like, yeah, whatever.
Transferred to BYU.
From Washington to BYU.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden you got these guys that Bo Limmer, seventh round. Okay, started. How many games did he start for him last year? 15?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that was
it 15?
It's Money in the Bank,
Yeah.
something like that.
He's been good.
It's Money in the Bank.
But he's got a challenge this year. And another thing that popped up was Havenstein, Rob Havenstein, the right tackle.
Been around a long time.
He wants to play. He never thought about retirement, but at some point, like Matthew Stafford and backup quarterback, you might want to think about restocking that shelf just in case.
I'm not trying to push him out the door. He's been
Absolutely
terrific for
not.
the Rams.
No.
He played for the St. Louis Rams.
Right. He's a trivia question.
Yeah. He's the last one, and the Rams have been in L.A. This is the 10th year.
Right.
That's a long time.
You know what my nickname for him is? It's Darth Vader. He's more machine now than man.
Yeah. Dude, he's one of those guys, like, I get it. You watch a football game, you're like, oh, 79 over there. That's a big man.
Huge.
Right?
Yes.
And then he comes and walks over and sits down next to you, and it's like a mountain of flesh.
It's crazy.
He's enormous.
Okay, so you sit on a bus with him. This is funny, because this is how long his torso is. When he's sitting down, he's still taller than everyone.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah, he's a massive man. Yes.
He's Andrew Whitworth huge. Maybe
even bigger.
Yeah.
Whit is lean.
Yeah.
Rob is just huge.
But he's not overweight at all.
He used to have a Labanza.
Yeah.
He got rid of it. he used to. A Dunlap. You know what a Dunlap
Yeah,
is?
a spare tire.
Your belt Dunlapped over, your stomach Dunlapped over your belt.
I like that
Yeah,
better.
there you go.
One thing, too, to add to this. So remember last year we were kind of speculating on what the Rams would take, and maybe they go after Brock Bowers. Maybe
Yeah.
they try to get him, and they didn't. They had tried to get Brock Bowers, and they didn't end up getting it. But Diana Rossini is reporting this from The Athletic, and she says that expect the Rams to once again show interest in tight end in the first round. Last year, Los Angeles tried and failed to move up to select Brock Bowers, so maybe they'd get like a Tyler Warren, which would be
Be fun to see.
They haven't had a top tier tight end. No offense to
The guy from Michigan, I've seen his name. Is it Lovelock or Loveland or something like that?
right, and
Yeah.
and McVay's background is in tight ends.
Big time. Look, Tyler Higbee is the greatest Ram tight end of all time.
Yeah, props to him.
Numbers, years, everything. He's that guy. But it would be nice to diversify your offense by keeping defenses honest by having a tight end that's an actual receiving threat down the field.
So I've said this a lot on my podcast, Locked on Rams, free and available wherever you get your podcast, never behind a paywall. And if you want to watch it on YouTube, you can.
Bing.
It's the one thing in the Sean McVay offense that we haven't seen in L.A.
Yeah.
We've seen him with elite quarterbacks. Okay, Matthew Stafford and maybe to a slightly lesser degree Jared Goff, but good NFL quarterbacks, and in Stafford's case, maybe great. We've seen him with a great NFL running back in Todd Gurley, a great one, like an MVP level running back. We've seen him with great wide receivers, Cooper Kupp in particular, but we saw it with Robert Woods. We've seen it with Odell Beckham. We've seen him with really significant playmakers at that position. We've never seen the tight end. And not that Tyler Higbee isn't exactly what you described, but he's not Travis Kelce. He's not George Kittle. He's not a pass-catching tight end.
Dynamic. He's tough as nails. He's Rambo.
Sure he is.
I was baffled by Colby Parkinson. I'm surprised that didn't work out. And Hunter Long, I thought, would have a bigger role. That was their fix. That was their answer to that question, but it just did not work out. Maybe you have to find that guy in the draft and bring him in. That could be. But that would be a welcome part of the offense, something you haven't had in 10 years.
Is it a luxury or is it a necessity?
I think it's a necessity. Football's changed. Like with defense, the Jalen Ramseys, the tweener types, these DBs, not necessarily corners and safeties, but defensive backs you can play anywhere. They're coveted now. You can stick these guys in the box and have them play as linebackers and cover people. Tight ends are your answer. Big athletes that can make you pay for smaller guys, either in run or pass. So if you don't have it, you're giving the defense the advantage. It's harder to go down the field that way.
You give Sean McVay one more weapon in his arsenal to play with, to make other guys more versatile, more dangerous.
I don't know the story, but I think you actually had a shot at Kittle in the draft, and you passed it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think there was – I don't remember who you picked instead of him, but he was on the board.
How long's George Kittle been in the league? Is it closing in on 10 years, right?
Got to be.
Yeah.
At least 8.
So, okay, let's just say it's 8.
Yeah.
You go back 8
years? He was
years?
drafted in 2017, it looks like.
Okay. So 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, okay, 8. Yeah.
The Rams had some other issues to address.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So it's one of those, yes, this guy went after where you picked, but...
And you didn't know he was going to be that good.
And sometimes, like, you got to triage some of this stuff. I can't worry about my tight end if I can't keep my quarterback in one piece. I got to get the offensive line pick.
Imagine if you had a Kittle type.
Last year, when we were sitting here getting ready for the draft, right? We were actually out at the LPG event last year when we were talking about this. And I really thought that they were going to get Bowers because there was a lot of heat. It made so much sense, all for the same reasons. Like, that's the one thing they haven't had on offense. They've had really dynamic players at every other skill position except for that one.
He's the guy.
And he's the guy.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like there was a lot of opportunity. Now, worked out. You got Verse.
True. Remember that conversation we had about going to find Rams?
Yeah.
He's a Ram.
Verse?
Brock Bowers. Yeah, so is Verse, but Brock Bowers is a Ram too.
All right. Lakers even the series, and they did it ugly. Can they do it 3 more times? It's coming up. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Hey, look, have you ever had to deal with chafe? And I just told Travis I'm going to go walk after the show, and I'm going to walk for 3 hours. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to do this. I'm so excited. Why are you looking at funny? You walked for 3 hours before. Oh, I thought you were making fun of me for walking 3 hours. Anyway,
I walked for more than 3 hours.
If you're like
4 or
me,
5.
if you're built like me, you probably had to deal with some chafe. And look, chafing is no joke. That's why I keep Highlands Chafing Relief on deck. This stuff has changed my life. It goes on like a cream, dries like a powder, and stays put even through sweat and water. And I give that a test every single day. No greasy mess, just all-day protection. Smells pretty good, too. And if you've already got some chafing, you are not alone. Highlands Chafing Relief soothes it fast with aloe, shea butter, and tea tree oil. So nice. Whether you're running, riding, hiking, or just dealing with the heat, Highlands Chafing Relief has your back and your thighs and your arms. You get the idea. Don't stop doing what you love, like me with walking, just because of something stupid like chafing. Trust me, grab Highlands Chafing Relief and feel the difference. Available today at Walmart and Target.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey everybody, it's Cap, and I want to talk to you for just a minute about PrizePicks, my absolute favorite app. Download the PrizePicks app, use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y, make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. You've heard that before, but let's talk about this. Now that the basketball season is over and we're pulling into the postseason, do you want to go VIP style to the championship? Would you like to do that? I'm sure you would. Basketball's championship series is not that far away, and starting with the play-in round, which is going on, every lineup you make on PrizePicks will enter you in the Takes-Two ticket sweepstakes. It's on right now on the PrizePicks app, and this could get you and a +1. So you and your guest are going VIP style to the ship, okay? The ship, as in the championship. Download the PrizePicks app. Use my code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Make a $5 play, get a $50 bonus. PrizePicks, run your game.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-452-6262. That's 800-452-6262. Again, that's 800-452-6262.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Right now, it's like when I get to the club, I wanna hit this club classics.
Nope. See, the move that DeMarco's making, the move that Parker's making, I don't have that move. My body doesn't move like that. Maybe a little bit like that. Not like Parker.
Conniption fit.
I could do that, I think.
That dance or that's music?
No, that dance. Your dance, not Parker's.
That's just let it go. You got to dance like nobody's watching. Come on.
Only at weddings. I don't know what it is, alcohol, but I can dance at a wedding and be completely unself-conscious, but that's about it.
I see you. Throw a tuxedo on and go find a rave. And go nuts. Pretend it's a wedding. Go ahead.
The thing at raves is no one's looking at you.
At all.
It's actually the freeing thing of you don't have to be good at dancing. No one's looking at you.
It's not
You're
just
astro
the dancing.
traveling.
It's the
Right.
No.
Get out of your head.
Yeah. I can't do it.
Come on.
I want to. No, I take it back. I don't want to.
At all.
Imagine Travis at a rave.
I would love to see that.
You know what I'd
with
be
a
doing?
GoPro on.
I'd be like this. DeMarco, we should probably get going.
Come on. I think you might find a whole
You'd be
new
like
part
Ed
of
Helms
yourself.
in the Hangover. You come out with the face tattoo,
Yeah,
and
there you
you're
go.
like, what happened last night?
I would say, can we go find a place where we can sit down and chat? Like
They do
shop?
have booths, but they're expensive.
There's got to be a TV somewhere with a game on. Let's go there and get some chips and salsa and have a few beers.
Jorge, do you like that music?
I do, yes.
Okay, I always trip. Like, how could that be a guy's pregame music? How does
do you
that
trip? Like, why?
Like, I don't know how that gets you in a zone. How does that lock you in?
It's just upbeat music. Like, you got to get ready for it. Like,
Okay.
I used to listen to something called, Mustard Pimp, Benny Benassi,
Yeah.
like on my way to the game, like soccer games, whatever, just to kind of get going.
To get your
and stuff.
blood going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my thing.
I
but-
guess I used to get to a dark place, but
Your sport's
it's different. Yeah, it's different.
And
okay.
your sport and your position, you're getting ready to go have a 3-hour fist fight.
Yeah,
with
I'm not
somebody.
thinking of dancing
Yeah,
when I'm
you
going.
could also but you're not. I mean, think about what you were getting ready to go do. That is a very physical, dangerous,
I'm trying to rip a heart
violent,
Right.
dark place
Yeah.
that you got to go to. This is not. I'm going to trick them with a curveball.
No, I'm not thinking of dancing.
on his
Yeah.
way to the game, right? Is this you?
Hey, man, that's psych out music right there. See? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, right there.
But I'm sure some people can get into a dark place listening to EDM too. You get into that the black hole and get yourself ready.
This is what I want after the game, after we win.
After you win.
This is the club I want to go to. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd rather listen to this before
Before the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
After the game, now I can go to the classical stuff. Be like, okay, that was cool.
Fly me to the moon. That's what I'm looking for. I just want to hang out and let's go have a few quiet.
Wow.
Let's get to the good spot, but let's make it worth our while.
My high school
Yeah, exactly.
we were not allowed to have any sort of like provocative songs in our warm up music. So we were like allowed to have very few, and it was mostly then just country music and Motown. So I would be like, I was played volleyball in high school. I would like ain't no mountain high enough as I'm doing my things, and we'd do like Dougie because I guess they didn't understand the innuendo in Dougie, but it was a lot.
Every baseball pregame music mix is exact, and it's been the same for 30 years. It's country music and 80s rock.
Oh yeah,
and it's Van Halen, it's Bon Jovi, it's
arena rock.
It's arena rock. It's Def Leppard, it's AC/DC, it's all of that, and then Toby Keith. It's like just it is
out
so
of nowhere,
predictable.
I remember specifically when I was playing soccer, I would be doing one drill because we would like very timed out. It'd be one drill to this song every time. It was called Pontoon by
Like
Little Big something big bands, whatever. It's on the pontoon, making waves and catching rays up on the roof.
Country music's not getting me going.
Really?
Little Big Town, that's what it's called.
Not firing you up? Yeah.
Music is not
working. You know, perfect fire up guy. He's dead too. DMX. no matter what. Yeah,
X gonna give it to you.
Thank you.
Right there.
You turned. I was turning and waiting for it.
Yeah, right there.
And the second out of your mouth, you just went. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right, kick off the day at Legends Attic tomorrow, draft day in Claremont with myself, Kirk Morrison. That is tomorrow, the 24th, 9 to noon, as we broadcast live with Rams legend and Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce. You have the chance to win signed memorabilia, trading cards, Legends Attic gear, and some tickets to a baseball game. For more information, visit legendsattic.com.
Make sure you ask him about his Hall of Fame speech.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm literally writing that down. What do I need to know about that?
Okay, so it's funny. I think it was Berman. Chris Berman was on before him, and Isaac had written out his speech on an iPad, and it was on the podium, and Berman took it. Right.
Whoa.
So everything he said was off the cuff and straight from the heart. Yeah.
Okay, so
I think he might have it. So if he may read the speech that he actually wrote that he didn't get to say. So ask him about it.
I'm sure that the speech that he had written was terrific. And
Yes.
I'm not throwing any cold water on that at all. Speaking from the heart is always best.
Always. See,
It's always best.
He's super buttoned up, and the fact that you could actually hear him speak is wild because he didn't talk to anyone for a long time. And when he was talking and letting you know exactly how he felt about things, we were saying that's the real Isaac.
Yeah.
That's the one he never let people see, and he really, really brought it. So ask him about that. It's a great story.
It's on the list. And have an anecdote. If you want to throw an anecdote in there, tell it from memory.
Yeah.
You don't have to read it. And then I want to talk about family, team, and love or whatever. And just do those and let it rip.
Oh, yeah. Ask him about Jerry Rice, too.
What am I asking him about Jerry? I'm literally, you're doing my prep for me right now.
So
what else?
he was the guy. Isaac was our guy.
Yep.
And Jerry was the guy, and they wore the same number. Yeah, it was just that little chase by him, chasing down Rice, was interesting. Yeah. Another good question.
It's on the list. It's on the list. All right. Got a couple of days before Game 3. Game 3 Friday night in Minnesota, Lakers and T-Wolves. The Lakers won last night for two reasons, I think. Number one, LeBron kind of took over towards the end and was terrific when he had to be. But I think maybe more than that, they showed an incredible amount of toughness and competitive spirit. They really met the moment.
Big time.
John was talking about it yesterday, the Riley speech, like every once in a while you have to let people know who you are, that Riley said to his team back in 1985. Last night, the Lakers showed that even on a night where they didn't shoot the ball that well, they really only played 5 guys, we are competitive enough, physical enough, tough enough to, even on a night where Luka doesn't get 40 and LeBron doesn't have 35, that we can still go out and find a way to win a game.
Yeah, I think it's better when you don't walk in or ease into a street fight, and I think that was game number 1. Game number 2, they were ready for it. Even JJ said it. Physicality, mentality, intensity, they were ready for the moment. And one more thing I have to give LeBron a lot of credit for is, he's one of the best players. He's compared to Jordan, but I don't think Jordan would morph into being a Pippen for team success. I think Allen Iverson refused to do it. I think Carmelo Anthony refused to do it. I think LeBron James is morphing into the player that this team needs with Luka as its focal point, as its head. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
let me do the dirty physical stuff even at my age.
He'll do the nasty stuff.
That's
that
what
you
I
need
mean.
to do for sure.
Right.
I totally agree with that.
And be great at it.
And be great at it.
Yes.
He won that. And look, there were a couple of moments. There was the one where he got the putback dunk, but the shot clock had expired.
Mm-hmm.
There was 2 lobs that Reeves threw to him that were just bad passes.
Offline.
Right. They just the pass wasn't where it needed to be. But he was able to go to the hole, go to the rim, explode to the basket, play defense, physical. Like Julius Randle and he were going at it
Big
last
time.
night. They were really
two big dudes.
2 big, strong, powerful guys.
Yeah.
LeBron's 40, man.
Yeah.
And he's in his 22nd year in the league, and he is just like, man, I will do all of this stuff. And he needed to do all of that stuff. Like, Luka's the one that's kind of getting him off to a good start, scoring some points early.
He's the skill.
He's the skill. And look, Luka had some moments, too, where he kind of bowed up a little bit.
He played better defense than people are giving him credit for.
He did.
Yeah.
I agree. But LeBron was I'm going to bring not blow it out points-wise or a bunch of assists. I'm going to bring the toughness. I'm going to bring the competitive spirit, and it was the difference between them winning and losing.
Now, here's the only problem I have or concern I have is he is 40. So he did it once with Randle. He banged with the younger guy and got the better of it, and the team won. Now you've got to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier for Randle or younger guys to recover. They're going to recover faster than LeBron.
Yeah.
So that's the only concern is can you do that again if called upon?
And LeBron has the biggest question to answer because of his age, because of the times that he's been. But DeMarco, the numbers are incredible. LeBron played 40 minutes. Luka played 42. DFS played 39. Rui played 34. Austin Reeves played 43. They basically played 5 guys.
The whole game.
5 guys and some Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent got 19 minutes, so that's real minutes, but it's not a ton.
Right.
Right? That, for a night, sure. It felt like a Game 7. Like, we're not worried about tomorrow. We have to win tonight.
Right.
And, well, this was Game 2, and Game 3's coming, and then Game 4 and Game 5. They're all still waiting for you. I don't know if you can put those kind of minutes on LeBron at the top of the list, but all 5 of those guys are being asked to carry an incredible amount of water, and it's the Game 2 of the first round.
Isn't that a great example of what we're talking about when you, in relation to Austin Reed? Like, this is no longer a novelty. You are one of the 5.
Bingo.
We're going to live and die with you.
Yep.
Like we said
He was
yesterday.
a lot better.
He was a lot better. But
Yeah.
I think this is very valid even after a win. You can be the reason they win and also the reason they lose. And those numbers aren't going to lie.
Yeah.
You're going to play a lot. So if Minnesota is winning or having success, it's going to be because you are out there. If the Lakers are winning and beating Minnesota, it's going to be because you are out there. Welcome to the front.
You will never be a part of the – and also tonight, never again.
Nope, you're the guy. Right.
You will be in the opening paragraph of Austin Reeves helped them win or Austin Reeves didn't show up and they lost.
Right. If Jackson Hayes has a game of his life and scores 35, yay, gravy. Wasn't expecting it. Fun. Not expecting it again.
If he doesn't, like he did last night, he was a non-factor. We didn't even talk. It's like, dude, just sit down.
Right.
Next, we're not even going to deal with this.
The other 5, this is your group that's going to win you a championship or lose you one. Right here.
All right, another Kings game tonight. Another Kings playoff game day giveaway on 710. Keep listening for your chance to win tickets to tonight's game at Crypto.com Arena for Game 2 against the Oilers. And how about right now? Call us right now. Be caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776, and you will get to go to the game tonight at Crypto.com Arena. Listen all day for your chance to win only on 710. Hot and cold coming up next.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland, today at noon after Travis and DeMarco.
I would run through a wall for JJ Redick.
Well, I think that...
No, I mean just me as a talk show. I would literally run through a wall for JJ.
We should make that happen. To see that, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody find a wall. Believe me, I
think
can
there's
run
plenty.
into it.
We'll find one of them around
here. I can run into it.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
In the 2025 draft, Legends Attic selects Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce.
Hey, it's Travis. Let's kick off draft day at Legends Attic in Claremont this Thursday, April 24th from 9 a.m. until 12 noon as we broadcast live with Rams legend and Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce. You'll have the opportunity to win signed memorabilia, trading cards, Legends Attic gear, and Angels tickets. For more information and to purchase your tickets to meet Isaac Bruce, visit legendsattic.com. We'll see you on Thursday, April 24th at Legends Attic in Claremont.
Prizes at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply. In the 2025 draft, Legends Attic selects Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce.
Hey, it's Travis. Let's kick off draft day at Legends Attic in Claremont this Thursday, April 24th from 9 a.m. until 12 noon as we broadcast live with Rams legend and Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce. You'll have the opportunity to win signed memorabilia, trading cards, Legends Attic gear, and Angels tickets. For more information and to purchase your tickets to meet Isaac Bruce, visit legendsattic.com. We'll see you on Thursday, April 24th at Legends Attic in Claremont.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team.
He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
As you know, we've welcomed a new partner here at 710 ESPN, NextGen. NextGen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to NextGen. Boy, time for Who's Hot? Who's Cold? Take it away, Producer M.
Aloha. Hi.
Roll it up.
What was the one you had earlier?
Burn it.
Burn it. I'm stealing that for tomorrow.
Go ahead.
Burn it. Go
ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Travis.
Okay, hot is Toys R Us. Not because a bunch of these stores are opening back up again, but there is a Toys R Us movie in the works where they're kind of trying to make it like a night at the museum kind of thing. Where
Jack Black's in it?
Probably, honestly, probably.
But
where at night, it's kind of Toys R Us meets, so it's night at the museum meets Toy Story, where these toys come alive at night. And it got me thinking. So let's just say you have to be stuck in a building that is not your house for one night. Where would you want to end up?
Easiest answer ever.
All right, DeMarco, since you know your has yours.
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack.
For a while, I mean, from our first 12 years on this planet, it might have been Toys R Us.
Yeah.
More kids, more toys, more fun. Oh, boy. Of course I want to be there. Oh, no doubt. Any place I'd rather be stuck. Ask me that again.
So you have to be stuck in a building overnight that is not your home. Where would you want to be?
Piece of cake.
Cinnabon.
That's funny.
But there's no bed in Cinnabon.
But there's cinnamon rolls.
There's the pillow
I
of
can sleep on
a
those.
soft
Yes.
cinnamon roll. Yeah.
There's everything you need in this place. Literally.
Costco.
Oh, Costco. No?
Well, that'd be fine too. But Costco, Walmart.
Yeah.
Walmart. Okay, everything you need is in there. Okay.
You want to eat? Walmart. You want to goof around with stuff? Walmart. You want to play video games? Walmart. You want to go to bed? Walmart. You want to start a fire? Walmart. You need to shoot someone? Walmart. Like they've got everything. They've got weapons. You can defend yourself. Like Walmart has everything.
Zombie apocalypse. You can go to Walmart. I'll go to Costco. We'll be fine.
We'll team up.
We'll be there.
We're gonna last a while in Walmart.
Both of those are
Costco.
amazing options, and another one that's good is IKEA because it has food too. So you have food, you have bedding, you have
But if
TVs.
you're there for a while, you're going to need provisions.
Oh, today this is just an overnight stay.
Okay.
This is just an overnight stay. This is not a zombie apocalypse.
It's a good place to. Yeah, there's a lot of good places to sleep in there.
Yeah, IKEA is a one night, sure, but I'm Walmart.
Oh yeah,
Costco's great too.
Lock it down. Well, shut the doors.
Once the zombies get you at Costco, there's coffins.
This is right there.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
They got you covered.
They got
can
everything.
stuff you right in the coffin right there.
From what I know from being a zombie expert from watching The Last of Us over and over again and getting it all over my TikTok is you do not want to be in a crowded space like Walmart. You want to go there after it's all cleared out because that's where everyone gets killed at one of those places.
No, I wouldn't let everybody in. It's just me and my group.
No, look,
and we're locking
you're
the
not
doors.
the only person with the idea.
Here's what it is. Though,
we got to fight
Marco.
for it. That's the show.
There's chains at Walmart. I can chain the
There you
door.
go, see?
I can arm myself
Absolutely.
behind said chain door and keep people out. Yeah, it's
There
the
You
spot
have to be the first person there.
No, you do have to get the high ground for sure.
Jorge, what's a place you want to stay in overnight?
Yeah, Sam's, Costco, Big Five. You think about it. You won't
Big
be bored.
Five's
You
a
won't
good
be
choice,
bored.
too.
You
you
can
eat
play
there?
all kinds of games. I mean, there's granola bars.
There's
Big League Chew.
Big League Chew Granola, Gator Gum.
Gator Gum.
Yeah,
Right.
All of that.
Protein
and
bars.
You got tents. You got a place to sleep. You got bedrolls.
I can make a fire.
Yeah,
I can,
yeah.
There's weapons.
I'd wear every
What
shoe
about
in there.
A movie theater with reclining seats so you can fall asleep in those recliners. That'd be nice.
I need a bed. I can't sleep in a chair. Doesn't
Can I
work
I
for
can
change
me.
sleep in a
movies?
chair.
Like the entire multiplex
Yeah, let's
is
just
mine?
say you have the ability to put on any movie that they have in this movie theater on the screen.
That
So
might be cool.
Yeah, you have old stuff,
You got
but
all
you
the
also have the
movies
new
you need
stuff.
at Walmart. They
This
got
is true.
Netflix.
This is true. And there's food.
Everything you need is at Walmart. Like literally everything.
It's sad because I don't live very close to a Walmart now
Yeah.
because there's really not any in like LA City.
Yeah.
So every
Look,
time I pass by one, I go
it's-
to one.
It's a challenging shop because it's big and it can be crowded and all these things. But if you need it, they have it.
I am used to massive Walmarts. My
Yeah.
life I've spent around a lot of massive
Yeah.
Walmarts.
A
I went
supercenter.
to work at a summer camp in Arkansas where the only fun thing we could do on our days off was go to Walmart.
So the summer I was playing baseball in the Jayhawk League, DeMarco,
Yeah.
and it's small towns throughout the Midwest, and many of them very, very small towns, like 1,500 people, 2,500 people, small towns. When you got to a town, say like Liberal, Kansas, which had maybe 10,000 people.
Okay.
Was it liberal?
There was no. There was a Walmart, and it was like walking into the Vatican.
It was everything.
They had
Okay.
books, they had movies, they had everything. I mean, it was just
no mom and
an
pop, just
oasis
Walmart.
in the middle of the
they
middle
used to
of
be open
America.
24 hours. So Brenda and I like, hey, what? She was pregnant. You know, like we had nothing to do late at night. So it's like, hey, just walk around. It's like, I gotta start walking. Let's go to
Walmart.
Walmart.
Oh, walk around. Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. I didn't know Toys R Us went bankrupt.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
Couple years
gosh.
ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
What's cold is the Niners potentially. So Devontae Adams was not only looking at the Rams, but he was also looking at the Niners. And he said this about the negotiation with the Niners. He was told, I was entertaining the Niners, but they were like, we're paying wholesale. Speaking of Costco, we ain't paying retail. And I was like, as in Devontae Adams was like, okay, well, I'm not a wholesale type of dude. Do you think this is a mistake from the Niners, or are they just, this is their plan? They're not going to overpay for anybody. If they pass, they pass.
For me, you'd have to ask Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, right? They know where they are. They know whether they're going for it or not. You don't pay retail if you know you don't have a shot.
Right.
Right. I'm only going to take the big swing if I think the big swing is the thing that puts me over the top. If I think adding a expensive Devontae Adams takes me from 6 wins to 8, that doesn't do me any good. That actually arguably hurts me. But if I'm a 9-win team, Devontae Adams takes me to 11, that's a huge difference. So
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so for them, think about this. They had just lost Debo.
Yeah.
And they're about to add another receiver. So I guess you can't afford to overpay when you just lost one because of money.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Situationally.
Niners are in a weird place.
A little bit. So,
Yeah.
but if I'm sure if I'm John Lynch, I would ask the question: do you want to come here for this price, and we could build around you and be great, but we can't afford to pay you max money? If you're Devontae, if you're about that, then you say yes. If not, you go where the money's bigger, and he chose down here.
And they're, at least on paper, God only knows what that means, the Rams are closer to being that team than the San Francisco 49ers are.
If you're Devontae Adams and you're dependent upon a quarterback to get you the rock, would you rather have Brock Purdy or Stafford?
Stop it.
Just asking.
Yeah, no.
Brock Purdy at a discount or Stafford and get the contract you want.
Call me a weirdo. I'll take the guy that's going to the Hall of Fame.
Just saying.
That's just me.
Easy choice.
Would you like to ride around in a Mercedes or would you like a bus pass?
Right.
I'll take the Mercedes.
If it were opposite, if they
Take the
were
bus.
offering more and he took that, I guess it would knock him down a little bit in my estimation. You're just out for money then.
Yeah,
This is the best option here.
I don't have a huge problem with that because at some point it's like I got X amount of years left in this league. I got to get every dollar I can.
But
okay.
Remember, this is the guy that was complaining about his quarterbacks.
No, I'm not talking about him specifically. I'm saying that if he made that choice, he would not be the first guy to make that choice.
So be it. But that would tell me what you're out for. Right.
Who's Hot, Who's Cold is brought to you by NextGen, the official AC, heat, plumbing, and electrical company of SoCal sports fans. Call 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN or NextGenAirandPlumbing.com. I think the Rams could be really, really good. You find a guy in the draft, and the closer we get to it, the more I'm thinking short term. Let's get something that helps week 1. Let's get something that helps this season. Let's get something that helps Matthew Stafford. And you've sold me on this. That could be a defensive guy.
Right now.
Yeah, a defensive guy could make Matthew Stafford a better player. Just give him 2 more drives a game.
I would
That's a
say college
huge
football,
advantage.
the way it's changed, especially in the secondary, these guys are coming out NFL ready right now. Draft him, plug him in, and play. You're better for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at whatever position.
Yeah.
Look how fast Verse assimilated to this level of play. Imagine that at corner.
I'm a little bit conflicted. Like, as a talk show host, I want the quarterback. As a Rams fan, I want not the quarterback.
Okay, yeah, I got you. As a radio guy, an inside linebacker would be until you saw him play.
Yeah, and look, if then 6 months from now we go, you know what was awesome?
Right.
That guy.
Right.
But the day after, it's like, oh man, where's Shadur?
Right.
I want
Yes.
Shadur in here
All of a
saying I'm ready
sudden,
to start on day one.
You're not worried about CMC. You're not worried about Connor anymore. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I wonder how.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. So that's just football. That's boring. Who cares about that? Let's have some drama. Let's have some. I want somebody to go on a podcast and say something crazy so we come in here the next morning rubbing our hands together saying, wow, did you hear what she said?
If you found Bobby Wagner in the first round, I bet you might be disappointed when you drafted him.
Yeah.
But later you'd love him.
Yeah, when they put the gold jacket over his shoulders, I'd feel a little different. The Dub's coming up next. Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Cap here. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt. With years of experience and a passion for helping people, if you've got water damage at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. That's 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt. Your claim, our game.
Lakers fans, here's your chance to experience Lakers basketball live during the playoffs. You still have time to secure your seat with Lakers Ticket Exchange, the official resale marketplace of your Los Angeles Lakers. Your ticket purchase is 100% verified and secured with Lakers Ticket Exchange. Go to Lakers.com/ticket exchange on your computer or mobile device to find your seats and you are set. That's Lakers.com/ticket exchange. And go purple and gold.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news and stats to placing bets in just a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code JOEQ to get started today. That's JOEQ, Joe Q. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
All right, I'm going to change this a little bit. Aloha. Burn it. What is it? Did I get it right?
Burn
Go
it.
ahead.
Burn
Yeah.
it. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't like that one.
Go ahead.
Thank you. God, it just stops me in my tracks.
What happens when you hear go ahead? What goes on in your brain?
Well, it's not the go ahead.
Yeah.
It's the I'm doing something, then something completely derails the something, and then it's completely derailed again with go ahead. Like how?
You're processing.
Yeah.
I got this. You've messed me up.
Go
Now
ahead.
you're telling me to go back to
Hey,
it. Go ahead.
What was that type of tuna we were eating the other day?
it
Go
was-
ahead. Like what? Like what the hell are you doing?
Does go ahead burn you? Does
Yeah.
that mess you up too? Go ahead.
It's more like never mind or something for me, or like chill. Don't tell
I
me
hate
chill.
never mind. I hate never mind. Never mind. I can't stand that.
Well, it depends on what it is. If I said don't worry about it, never mind, or if I went never mind,
Or when you
those are different.
They're trying to explain something and then they can't. Just never mind. No.
Well,
please.
is it never mind because you don't understand what I'm saying, or I just can't articulate
You're not
what it is
making
I'm saying?
sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, there.
Today, thank you. Today in 1989, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played his final regular season NBA game. I want to play a little game with you guys real quick. It's not a last man standing, but just LeBron James is in his 40-year-old season. Yes? Yes.
He is 40 years old when
Yes.
he's playing this season.
Correct. When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was 40 years old, that season, how many games do you think he played? He's 40 years old. Anybody?
I already know.
50.
He told me
50,
already.
okay, Jorge?
I don't know, 120.
Okay.
120.
No, they only play 82.
Dang, that's a lot of games.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He doubled up. He played double
It
header.
was that aggregate score.
He played for the Clippers on off nights. Yeah. He played in 80 games.
80 games.
Wow.
He
At
played
40.
in 80 games at 40 years old. His 41-year-old season, his final season in the NBA, he played in 74 games.
74 games.
What was he averaging that
He
season?
averaged minutes-wise, he averaged 29 minutes his 40-year-old season. He averaged 23 minutes his 41-year-old season.
Still respectable.
What about points?
Very. Points, let's see. He averaged 14 and a half and 10.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
He was throwing the ground hook then.
And he was playing a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But think about, for you and me that are old enough to remember, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his last season or two in the league, and how he would have high highs. Like he was still able to kind of go to that level, like, oh my God, Kareem's having a game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that he would move relative to what you saw last night.
Oh, you mean LeBron?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not even close. Can I say this, that sports medicine is better?
Sure it is.
Treatment is better.
Sure it is.
The way you take care of your body is better.
Travel is better.
Travel is
Accommodations
better.
are better.
Yeah.
The nutrition is better. Just our understanding of physiology and biology are much better.
So if Kareem were born when LeBron was born,
yeah,
right, he would be even better
And
than
in
he was.
20 years,
He
LeBron
might be.
could
Right.
play another, it's in 20 years from now, sports medicine will be even more advanced than it is now.
It could be. That's likely. But I still think that what we're seeing right now is such an outlier, even not just relative to Kareem or not just relative to what may be happening in the year 2039, but he is so far above and beyond what is normal. It's a lot like Brady, that he is almost a generation ahead of what's happening in 2039 might be what he's doing right now. To where at 40 years old, you're still wildly athletic.
There's almost too much to appreciate because it's happening right in front of you. When he retires and stops, and then you see what the league is like without him, or you appreciate his career a little bit more from a macro view, then he might get more universal love than what he gets right now.
No question.
Yeah, there's too much.
We're going to need some time.
A little bit.
There's going to have to be some time between when he's done to where we start to miss him, to when you go back and say, holy smoke.
Right. Or when
He'll get his last dance in 20 years.
Like, let's say Ja or Ant or even Luka retires at 35.
Yeah.
And then you'll be like, dang, LeBron played 7 more years after that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to shove the man out the door right now, but I really do think that if he were willing to not change but have some sort of slightly diminishing role going forward, I really do think he could play until he's in his mid to late 40s.
If you played it out.
I really do think so.
If you play out every role, you go from starter, focal point, to secondary option, to 6-man, to end of the bench. Like, you play this all the way out beyond 50, he would still be effective.
It sounds absurd,
right?
And I don't think it is,
because he's huge too,
and he's so smart, and he takes such good care of himself. Like you're never going to see like LeBron. God, LeBron looks like he's pretty old.
No.
I'm not trying to be funny. His face and his hairline are the only thing that show that he's his age.
When you see him, it's like, dang, that dude's 25, and then he turns around. Nope, he's 40-something.
Right.
The only guy, like, medicine has gotten better in every single sport. The only guy that defies logic, like, how did you do that back then, is your favorite player, Fernando Valenzuela. How the heck did you do that back then? Because we were in the Stone Age back then.
It was just keep going until your arm falls off.
And it didn't. And he just kept doing it over. That doesn't make sense back then.
They were asked to do a slightly different thing, but you're right. Like, Fernando didn't try to throw every pitch as hard as he could every single minute of every single game of every single inning from the moment he got here. He pitched.
Right.
Nobody pitches anymore.
In the era of Neil Elitrosh, who can fix anything, you would think guys should be able to do that now. Because of how sports medicine is.
He can fix it, but only when he fixes it after it breaks.
Right.
And the way you break it is by doing what they do now.
You would think the unbreakable guys would be around now.
They are, but they're not being asked to be unbreakable.
They're asked to break.
They're asked to break. Yes. No. Tyler Glasnow was on a podcast with Jason Stark, and they were talking about this, and he said they, being the collective Major League Baseball, not the Dodgers, but just the powers that be that draft players, promote players, sign players, etc. They would much rather have me pitch 100 innings at maximum effort than 200 innings at less than that.
That's crazy.
And the only way I get drafted is to throw hard. The only way I get promoted in the minor leagues is to throw hard. The only way I make it to the major leagues is to throw hard. The only way I stay in the major leagues is to throw hard. The only way I get a second contract in the major leagues is to throw hard. And the second those numbers start to fade is when they move on to the next guy.
They'll get another guy.
And so I'm not incentivized to stay healthy.
Right.
I'm incentivized to be as nasty as I can every single time I throw the ball. And it's
Is
just
that
it's
baseball
a
now
different
or just an era? I guess that's baseball now.
I think it's baseball.
That's
And
crazy.
It kind of sucks, quite frankly. Happy birthday to Billy Shakes, William Shakespeare. Do you ever have to take those classes in college?
Who calls him Billy Shakes?
He did.
I don't know if he'd appreciate
I've never heard it
that.
until today
I
either.
don't care. Because I had to sit through those miserable plays.
I actually enjoyed it.
And did you really?
I really did.
Oh,
I really
God.
enjoyed it.
I
Yeah.
love to read. I like books. I liked English class. I loved it. I like history. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I could not slug through the language.
Some of those themes are
The themes
I
are
like
there.
They're still around. Yes.
Like Othello.
They are timeless.
Yes.
The themes are timeless. I could never get through the density of the language. I couldn't. And look, I'm not the smartest, but I'm not an idiot.
Yeah.
I gave it a try. I like to read. It's not, I'm not going to read. It's not that. I'm like,
Shakespeare.
The
was cool.
iambic pentameter didn't do you?
none of it.
Melville frustrated me.
Yeah.
Moby Dick.
Yeah,
I could not get
It's a
through
long
it.
read.
Oh my God, it's
I
a hard
couldn't
read.
get through Beowulf. Did you have to read that one?
Oh, well, that's in that Middle
Better
English
movie.
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
So, but
better
what I
movie.
did like, what got me into like the kind of older, like kind of literature was like Jane Austen. I do love Jane Austen, but maybe that's just a woman thing. Pride and Prejudice, I like ripped through that one.
That whole era, genre, missed me.
Missed you?
Just
Okay.
missed me by 100 miles.
Okay.
I just can't.
Speak
Go
plainly.
ahead.
What did you say?
Billy Shakes.
Billy Shakes.
Shakespeare, that's what
That's what his buddies called him.
See, that would be the retelling. That would be the modern version of.
Oh,
William
those are the words.
Billy
It's
Shakes.
a modern telling
Yes.
of the oldest
Billy
story. known to
Shakes.
Get out of here.
Romeo
Shut
plus
up.
Juliet.
Yeah.
I do know that they're doing another Romeo and Juliet movie this summer.
Of course
Juliet
they are.
and Romeo, and I was like, God, get out of here.
Come on.
But
Let me
imagine
guess. Star-crossed lovers.
Oh,
Yeah, who ruined the world?
Yeah.
Because they're in
Imagine-
love.
Right.
Yeah.
being so prolific, though. So
yeah.
important that they are still putting on your plays centuries later.
I understand
Wow.
the man's
Yeah.
significance. I understand that he was one of the great gifts to literature of all time. I'm telling you, every time somebody put one of those plays in front of me and I had to read it, I'm like, this is going to be awful.
But everything's Shakespeare, and Shakespeare's everything. Either that or a Greek tragedy or comedy.
I just cannot do it. Little Super Crosstalk coming up next.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland. Next at noon after Travis and DeMarco.
Ireland, yesterday we were talking about how I'm a completely different person off the air.
Right.
Juan said, you're the same person. You're just as dumb. You're just stoned
You're not
or
as,
drunk.
yeah, you're not as
watching a
outgoing.
game.
You're not as vibrant.
I'm a big dumb kid at home. I'm a big dumb kid at work. That's the way I view it.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Big on protein, rich on flavor. The new $10 Islands Restaurant's protein bowls are here for a limited time. Packed with over 40 grams of protein and stacked with fresh ingredients for the flavors you love. Just in a bowl. Find your protein paradise at islandsrestaurants.com.
In the 2025 draft, Legends Attic selects Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce.
Hey, it's Travis. Let's kick off draft day at Legends Attic in Claremont this Thursday, April 24th from 9 a.m. until 12 noon as we broadcast live with Rams legend and Hall of Famer Isaac Bruce. You'll have the opportunity to win signed memorabilia, trading cards, Legends Attic gear, and Angels tickets. For more information and to purchase your tickets to meet Isaac Bruce, visit legendsattic.com. We'll see you on Thursday, April 24th at Legends Attic in Claremont.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Playoff hockey is back, Kings fans. Now is your chance to secure your seats to see the LA Kings in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs at Crypto.com Arena. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today at lakings.com/playoffs.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Hurry up, Mace. Woo, 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 woo. You got to get in your spot. We can't woo-woo without you on.
That's a fine.
Where are you guys on Shakespeare?
Philly
Fans?
Shakes.
Not fans?
Big fan of his early work. I thought he really tailed off at the end.
Really?
Yeah. I thought at some point he just became
little formal,
little cliche.
Just became Grisham,
Oh my God!
He
called him Billy
He was just
Shakes.
hunting for the paycheck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Best Shakespeare. What is your favorite
All
Shakespeare?
equally awful to me.
Othello.
Equally awful.
I like to read.
Yeah.
I don't mind reading plays.
Yeah.
I like
Much
going to
ado
plays.
about nothing.
I could not. It's his birthday today, is
Oh,
why I asked.
happy birthday, Will.
Billy Shakes.
Yeah. Billy
and-
Shakes.
That's the modern version of.
I couldn't stomach it. It was just poison.
I
You
don't
said it in front of
understand-
me. I was like, I cannot slug
I
my
don't
way through
understand
Othello.
it. I never have understood it.
No,
Really?
and I know
Oh.
that it's time.
So when I was in,
Ugh.
and Mace went after I went, but when I was in New York about a month ago, and then Mace went 2 weeks later, the two options I have were go see Glengarry Glen Ross, which is David Mamet, who is a playwright who's really good, won the Pulitzer
Stan.
Prize,
Sure.
still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. And Glengarry Glen Ross had a killer cast. Kieran Culkin was playing the Al Pacino role. Bob Odenkirk was in it. Michael McKean was in it. It was great. My other choice was to go see Denzel play Othello with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I thought that star power alone is reason to go, and I went, I'm out. I don't want to go to Othello. Did you go?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not go to Othello. I don't. Now that was tempting because it was Denzel. And by the way, it's also Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Is the other lead in that. So I was tempted, but no. Like Broadway John. I'm a big musical guy. I like a good musical.
Yeah. Well, neither one of
wanna
those.
tap your foot.
Neither one of those are musicals.
No.
They're just plays.
Now
Yeah.
Othello the musical. I would go to see
Othello
if
the
somebody
musical.
adapted
Wow.
that turned it into a song and dance routine.
No,
So
thank you.
yesterday
No, thank you.
I get a call at exactly 3:50. It's literally like 5 minutes after the show ends.
Okay.
It's one.
Okay.
Plumbing issues.
Oh no.
Everything is back. Like all the toilets rise at the same time.
That's not
the
good.
bathtub was full.
Could it
got
be
bad
roots,
plumbing?
Mace?
No, your main line's clogged.
They went down with a camera, and apparently they're like roots all over the place.
Yeah, this happens a lot.
They thought they had it fixed because we did this earlier this week, and then yesterday it does it again. So now they're talking about digging up the backyard. And
You
going
should
into
do
this-
it just because until you do, you're going to have roots and you're going to have to do this every 6 months.
Problems.
We
So
just put in that yard.
just bite the bullet and have them repipe it.
Right.
Not to get too far into your insurance
Yes.
policy, but do you have that little clause in there that your insurance, if you do have to have something that's done the big, where they have to tear up your whole house, they have to put you up in similar accommodations?
I cannot
because you can take a nice little vacation on Allstate or whoever
Generally
you got.
speaking, insurance sucks, and it probably doesn't cover it. That's my experience of insurance.
Mine has not
man.
been that.
No, it has not.
It has not.
Oh,
I have.
It wasn't your
homeowners
Yeah.
insurance. I've had pretty good luck with.
Nice.
Other
Good.
insurances, not so much.
It wasn't your party, was it?
No, it was
okay.
after party.
Well, wait, you kind of lucked out. This could happen right
Could've
before
happened
the
at the
party.
party.
That would have ended the party
Oh
pretty
my
quick.
God.
Been a disaster. Disaster.
Mesa, you went to the. I flood. You got a problem, buddy.
You'd be like TNT. You'd be putting porta potties in the studio.
Exactly.
Would you tell him?
DeMarco, you ever been in a rock fight?
You saw one last night.
Yes.
That
You like
was
it?
a rock fight.
That was awesome.
Who cares?
Yeah.
They won.
Win.
They
Yeah.
saved their season. They've got a heartbeat. They've got a chance to go get home court back, win one of these games coming up in Minnesota. And it was ugly, and it wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but
They won.
They won the game, and they won it with guts and competitive spirit, and I loved it.
And everything about that game, you're right, it was ugly, and there were a lot of fouls. And I heard Windhorst say today, he goes, neither one of these teams are going anywhere if they don't play better than that. They dragged each other down.
I agree.
At one point, Naz Reid looks at Austin Reeves, and now you can hear everything because there's mics everywhere. And Austin Reeves is grabbing him and holding him and pushing him around. And Naz Reid looks at him and he goes, get your hands off me. I will F your S up. And Austin looks right at him, never takes his eyes off him, and goes, shut the F up. And grabbed him again.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, now we got to fight.
Yeah.
And they are not backing down. They do not care. They're going to grab, hold, tackle, do whatever.
I like it.
I can't wait for Friday.
Can they grab, hold, tackle, fight,
In
F-bomb
Minnesota.
each other, and win 3 more games doing that?
Absolutely.
It's going to be more. This is going 7.
By the way, you just said it. It's going to be more physical. Last night was pretty damn physical.
Right.
Friday's going to be even
More than
so.
that?
Well,
Yeah.
and keep in mind you can
Bring more
you
rocks.
get more calls at home.
Yeah.
So Minnesota will get some calls on Friday, but I think the Lakers will make more shots. Hey, was that LZ?
That was LZ.
That's LZ.
What's he doing
He's
here?
coming in. He's going to poke his head in here for a second.
Nice.
I think. Yeah.
You said it's
he was
going.
supposed to be here an hour and a half ago, but it's LZ.
He's here.
So
Okay.
It's
that's how
going
it
7.
rolls.
I think it's going 7.
What does that mean going forward if they win? If they win, going 7.
Well, I think the Rockets and the Warriors are going at least 6.
Oh, okay.
And that's who they play in the next round. So,
Okay.
and here's the thing. I'm picking the Warriors in that series. If the Lakers can navigate this series and win, they would have home court
Yes.
against Golden State.
Wow.
I want to give you
Golden State and Houston play tonight.
these numbers: 40, 42, 39, 34, 43. Those are the minutes that LeBron, Luka, DFS, Rui, and Austin Reeves played last
Right.
night. They basically played 5.5 guys.
Right.
Can they play 5.5 guys
Not
for
only
5 more games?
Not only can they absolutely will, and here's why. Michael explained this to me 10 years ago, and now that I know it, I watch games differently. In the playoffs, there are never, capital letters all the way across, never back-to-backs.
Right.
Ever. Lakers aren't practicing today because of what you just said. The timeouts are so long in a playoff game. So this little inside,
Just for commercial inventory?
yeah, this is a little inside baseball, but during the regular season, it's you look up at the clock, and when we get through at a break, it says 2 minutes,
Yep.
and then we know we're coming back in 2 minutes. Now, last night it was 3:45 on the clock,
Nearly double.
yeah, and halftime's longer, 17 minutes instead of 15. So you can rest during the games. These guys are going to play 40 minutes average, both teams, by the way, the whole series. Now, here's the amazing
That's
thing.
a lot of minutes.
But you get a lot of rest.
But that is playoff basketball.
Yeah, you get a lot of rest.
I get it.
Yeah.
But
Rotation's
when
I didn't
your
know that.
best
Sure. Yeah.
player or one of your best players is in his 22nd year, 40, and he was terrific last night.
Right.
Just absolutely
Saved the game in the end.
He
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah, big
did.
steal.
And I will never stop marveling at his ability to kind of just elevate his game at the most important times. He is a human being, right?
No.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not so
That's
sure.
why I asked it as a question.
He's a Martian.
Trav, no one has ever done what he's doing at this age, so you can't apply any previous
guess not.
filters like you
I
just
guess
did.
not.
You can't
I
do it.
guess not.
He's superhuman. He's like watching Connor McDavid, who the Kings have to try and solve tonight. Connor
You're going,
McDavid,
right, Mace?
Yeah, I am going tonight.
Connor
Yeah, me and Juan are
McDavid
going.
is so fast and so good that you can do everything right and he still scores. And that's kind of LeBron. Here's the most amazing stat from that game last night to me. In the first game, Anthony Edwards got praised because he always made the right decision with the ball. And Mike Conley's one of the most solid, great point guards. So they had 12 assists between him in game one. Edwards had 8. Conley had 4. How many did they have last night? You know,
I know Edwards had 0.
How many do you think
players?
How many do you think Conley had?
0.
4.
Correct.
Yeah,
They both had 0?
Yeah.
0 combined.
Wow. Yeah.
So what that means is, in game 1, they were passing it to the open guy, and Naz Reid and Jaden McDaniels were hitting threes, and they made 21 threes. Last night they made 5.
Yeah.
So they just didn't. They played one-on-one. They played a lot of zone, and every time somebody got near the basket, they grabbed them, which I thought was just super smart.
Smart planning.
That's
smart
gonna be
coaching.
a more challenging thing to do on the road.
Yeah, because you don't get as many calls.
You may get foul out. You may foul out. Yeah.
Although,
but those guys got to make shots too.
And
Minnesota's got to make shots
weirdly,
too.
Minnesota did go to the free throw line more times than the Lakers did last night.
It's funny. It was either back-to-back possessions or 2 possessions out of 3 where there was a call against Randle. It went to replay and got overturned.
Exactly.
Right. At one point, back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
All right. So here's another thing that kind of swung the game last night. DeMarco, the Lakers attempted 20 free throws. How many did they make?
They made them
all.
Correct.
They made all of them?
Every single one. Their all-time record is 24.
Thank you.
And they almost got there.
Wow.
When they had the 2 reviews, I'm like, can you just let these men do what they're here to do?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's like we were talking about yesterday. I would eliminate review because it just stops the game.
Let me just ask you one thing about, the eliminate review thing is an eliminate review thing.
I don't know if we're going to be ever. You and I are on the same page here, but I don't know if they're ever going to let us put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Here's what I think is stupid. We got all these cameras all over the place. And so there comes time to review a play, and they get out this little iPad situation. And they're looking through the glass, and they're trying to figure. It's like somebody in New York has got this on a
huge
gigantic screen. Why do we have an official looking at it and judging the play on a little screen?
Can't you, you can expand it?
The monitor courtside is about that size, about the one that's in front of you.
But still, somebody in New York's got a gigantic screen.
The NFL figured that out. The NFL had hey, we're going to review. The guy stands there with his arms folded until he gets the word back from the eye in the sky.
Right, yes.
And then they're like, okay, yep, it's this.
Yes.
Right. And there's no
overturn.
There's no
go.
Going under the hood anymore. It's just we're going to look at it. It seems
largely
one of the greatest moments in replay history was about 3-4 years ago, where they put a camera in Secaucus. So they say, let's go to the replay center. And we were the last game. We were a West Coast game. We're like the last one. And so, Trav, they cut to Secaucus, and they have 18 TV monitors on a wall. And the Laker game's on 2 of them. And on the other 16 was Caddyshack.
Oh, that's how you figured out.
I knew there was going to be something on the TVs. I didn't know what it was going to be.
Awesome.
I'm like,
great.
oh boy, this might be.
No, it was great. Rodney Dangerfield, pouring beer out of his golf bag.
Real quick, your assessment of JJ. I'm just curious. JJ Redick as a coach right now.
He surprises me all the time. And last night, the biggest surprise was when he MF'd his own team like you would not believe.
I loved
and
it.
the TNT cameras picked it up.
Yeah.
He leaped out of his chair and he goes, "What the F are you idiots doing? Time out." And he just laid into and his favorite guy on the team. JJ loves Dorian Finney-Smith, and he just let him have it. And
it worked.
Sometimes you got to do it.
They came out of that timeout and had a 9-0 run.
They
sure
responded to it.
They sure did.
Okay.
So I think JJ has found his calling.
Okay.
Lakers are notoriously knee-jerk on coaches. I hope they don't knee-jerk him. We've had 7 coaches in even if they lose this series, I hope they don't do anything to. I don't think they will.
No,
I don't think so.
Not after a 50-win season. But nobody thought,
Right, but I don't even think that's on the table here if they were to lose.
No, I don't either. But I mean, Mace, think about this. Since Phil Jackson,
right,
Mike Brown, 2 years and out. Mike D'Antoni, 2 years and out.
Oh, no.
Byron Scott, 2 years and out. Frank Vogel, 2 years and out. Luke Walton,
briefly.
2 years and out. Darvin Ham, 2 years and out.
Well, this is only 1 year, so we don't have to worry
Yeah, you got one more.
The Vogel one is the one that's kind of
You always get at least 2 years when you're the Lakers head coach.
Yeah, but my sense is that they're very happy with JJ, and he likes it, and that he's going to be around for a long time. At least I hope so.
It seems like he has Luka and LeBron's respect, too, which is probably 80% of the equation, if not more.
Yeah.
And as long as they're buying in, he gets to say.
It is what it is, right.
Get a series. I did not want
Got
to
a
come in here
series.
and do a
A
de
rock
facto
fight.
funeral.
Well,
about
by the
what
way,
it was.
I wouldn't be surprised if both the Kings and the Lakers go 7. I think
Yeah.
these series are both super
Yeah, the
tight.
Kings that's a tough series. That's a really tough
Connor
series. against the
McDavid
team.
and Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, Draisaitl, exactly. Connor
Not Don
McDavid.
Drysdale?
Yeah,
DeMarco, we've made an agreement that we're not
You're
gonna
right.
do
We're
that.
not going there.
Thank you, sir. That's Supercross Talk. We'll see you tomorrow from Legends Attic.